Jay Crawford, Adam the Bull, Garrett Bush, and so many big names, it would take me hours to say all of their names. The ultimate Cleveland sports show. Booyah!
Yeah, we're closer to the weekend. Today is Thursday. Tomorrow we kick off another beautiful weekend here in Cleveland.
Can it be nice? My games keep getting rained out here.
I know. We have nice weather on the days you don't play.
Right.
And it rains on the days you do play.
Well, finally, we'll play for the first time in like a week and a half. And now we're playing the same team we just played because we've had 2 games rained down in between.
Oh, that's going to be close.
Who's that team? Do we hate them?
They're the enemy. I hate every... No.
Those kids.
Well, we got our first win of the year against them, so I'm hoping we'll have the same matchup.
All right, that happens this weekend. Welcome to the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. I'm Jay Crawford. Later in the show, in a Judge Jay segment, we're going to show you something that the commissioner of the NFL did that may make you throw up in your mouth just a little bit. I know I
Great
did.
tease.
Ugh.
Stay tuned for that.
Yeah, who doesn't love throwing up in their mouth?
If you want to throw up in your mouth in the morning, stay tuned to this show.
And I'm your boy G. Bush, a.k.a. your favorite's favorite. If you like Stephen A. Smith, I'm his favorite host. So you might as well get on board with it. I'm going to tell you later on, while Myles Garrett in Miami, that's a little shabby, bro. It's a little shabby. You got to step your game up. I'll tell you how you could have did it.
We're also going to be talking about, I'm pretty excited about, we have a list of the top 5 sports movies according to someone back in the booth. Yeah. And then we are just going to listen to those 5 movies and then just ridicule the hell out of that list because it won't be exactly what we want it to be.
That's exactly right.
And I'm comedian Patton Oswalt. Is it Oswalt? Am I saying that right?
It's good.
Yeah,
it's good.
I look a little like him, right? And I'm going to tell you why the Cavs changing their logo and getting everybody excited is just another billionaire money grab.
Nice.
Yeah.
I didn't even know they changed that.
Yeah, it hit social media about, like a half hour ago, McNuggets?
10 o'clock this morning.
It was underwhelming. We're gonna show you what the new logo is, and we'll talk about it. That's coming up in just a little bit. First, we feel compelled to talk about breaking news, big news in the Cleveland market when we get it. But when this story crossed yesterday, we kind of all discussed it. We were all like, I don't know what we do with it. But yesterday on the program, for the first 20 minutes, we discussed the 23rd accuser against Deshaun Watson. And then shortly after we ended our show yesterday, came word from Tony Busby, who's the attorney that's representing now 23 women, that soon a 24th filing will be coming. And I just don't know what to do with that. I really, if you guys, can anybody help me?
We are not laughing at the 24th casualty.
We're laughing at the picture.
We're laughing at the picture.
He should be on the cover of like a crappier magazine than GQ. Whatever the lower version is of GQ, that guy should be on the cover.
He looks like the actor on a cheesy network TV show that's playing the lawyer for the Russian mob.
That's definitely it.
And
and
if we're
that is a
throw
headshot.
darts at the way lawyers look, we can't let Rusty Harden is in the target too.
Oh my God.
No, we just haven't gotten to him yet. But he looks awful too.
What do we make of this? The 24th woman.
I make nothing of it, honestly.
At this point, it's looking bad, man.
At this point, at 22, it was okay.
I mean, but in a reverse situation, right? Like, he's just saying, like, he's just adding numbers. Like, we don't understand.
Yeah.
That's the strategy. There will be a 24th coming. He's just throwing 24.
He's slow dripping announcements for more filings.
No name. The person has no face. It's just a 24th. He's just hoping that the numbers just keep piling up. We say, you know what? I can't take it. We got to break. That's it.
But for those of you who watch the show Stranger Things, do you watch Stranger Things?
Sure, I've seen it.
Yes. You know, the kids that have these telekinetic powers, they don't have names. They're just numbers.
Yes.
That's what this has become. It shouldn't be that, but
Mike, you haven't said anything yet.
Personally, I'd rather see the number going down rather than up. That's just me.
That is true.
And secondly, I really was just looking forward to getting in here because G. Bush has been probably the most adamant sort of defender of this, and I was just looking forward to him saying, this is good news for Deshaun. And let me tell you why.
But he went the other way today.
No, I know. So
it's not looking good.
That's how you know that it's real when he's not saying that this is a positive turn for some reason. So
it's hard to defend.
It's not great.
No, it's definitely not great.
Just gotta wait and see how it plays
why
out.
does this change anything for you?
No, I'm just saying.
At this point,
I mean, you got to think about it. Like, they're just running. This is Sesame Street. 1,
That's the count, in case anyone forgot.
Bro. Like, you keep just running these up, and now this is obviously the game plan. So they're like, oh, practice is starting? Did he save 5 of these people? Did he say, yo, you're not in on the original team.
Right.
You're on the second team.
Yeah, we're going to second wave. We're going to
second
hold
wave.
that.
We hold allegations. He didn't even do nothing that bad to you.
He did
we
say,
hold
though,
this.
when he was on 92.3, if you guys heard the interview, I hope I'm not misremembering this, but it seems to me that Jason asked him, Jason Lloyd of The Athletic, who's doing part of the interview, asked him, are there more coming? And I thought at the time Busby said he wouldn't be surprised.
Right.
And I thought he said in there were a few women who he found not credible that he didn't want to take on. Mm-hmm. And if that's the case, and now he's taking them on,
right.
I feel like it's a Hail Mary move almost.
Well, we don't know that
Busby.
these are women that had not been credible. They could be new women.
No, but we do know that he had previously spoken to the 23rd. The 24th we know nothing about. But as we're learning more and more about this 23rd accuser, they had been in contact with one another.
Yes.
Busby and the woman. Why wasn't she included? She said it's because she wasn't sure she wanted to sue until she saw the HBO piece.
This is a clear strategy, and it started with the HBO piece. They want to keep this in the spotlight. They want to keep it in the news cycle. If they would have had the 23rd and 24th accuser come out and then done the HBO thing, you get it all out at once, and that's not as good for the plaintiffs. If you do it this way, then you say, now there's a 23rd, now there's a 24th. You're extending the news cycle. They want to keep it in the news because they're fishing for a settlement, obviously, and they are pressuring them for a settlement.
I agree with you.
And they're like, we can just keep dripping this out while you're trying to get into minicamp and stuff like that and get your team together. Or you guys could settle, and we could end this right now, and that's what he's fishing for.
What we learned from I'll ask you this in a second. The Johnny Depp decision was yesterday on the defamation, and
everyone needs our legal analysis on that.
No, but here's where I'm fascinated to see if you guys think that we've hit some overcorrection in society. Mm-hmm. With the Me Too movement, it was all women must be believed. Mm-hmm. And whenever I said yesterday on the show, you weren't here. Whenever you use the word "all" on anything, you're just wrong to begin with, because you can never be that inclusive with everything. But yesterday, I think, Stephanie Haney, our legal analyst, and I talked yesterday about this. She was as stunned as I was that the verdict went towards Johnny Depp. Now, she also got a $2 million settlement or an award because his lawyers had defamed her. But I was surprised that this is really one of the most public cases in which a woman has come forward and told what she considers to be her story, and a jury looked at it. To prove defamation against a public person is next to impossible. Mm-hmm. It is such a high bar to clear. That's why you rarely see celebrities sue for defamation, because the standard is so high. He won, and he won decisively, and I'm wondering if anybody in the legal community is looking at this saying, Amber clearly did not hold up in her testimony. I mean, it was, for those that were watching even casually, it was clear she had a lot of holes in her story and a lot of problems. That, I think, is an example of how a case like that can go sideways in a hurry.
Yeah.
If you're not buttoned up on your story, and she had so many holes, his lawyers poked holes everywhere, and the jury saw them, and the jury at the end of the day gave what I found to be an astonishing verdict.
Jay, I'll be honest, I knew it was going on, but I wasn't really paying attention because I didn't care about that case at all. But what I will
You're better for that, by the way.
Thank you. But what I will say is, I think we want to all be careful in, now everything's gone too far, so now we got to fight for the men again. There's the list of non-famous cases where women have been beaten, women have been bad things, and nothing came of it because whatever reason or another, because the system always screws them over, is the case. There's always going to be shady people on both sides. There's always going to be, most of the time, I think when women make an accusation, they're probably telling the truth. These celebrity cases are different examples.
Yeah.
Most of these cases are not celebrity cases in the real world.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
I think maybe in these big famous cases with Deshaun Watson, Johnny Depp, there's more likely to be some shadiness there. I think in the real world, we can't combine the two. Because most of these cases
I hope we
the real
can't.
world.
I hope real life never mirrors Hollywood.
I'm going to tell you this. I would have one reservation, right? And the public, when you play, the public court, and you're trying to get that sympathy, and you're trying to do that. One thing, we got really short attention spans. If the NFL comes out and says, "Hey, we suspended Deshaun Watson for 4 games," guess what happens to your audience? They all go away. We're not looking at that no more. You just know he got 4 games. How are you going to slow play this? Now, during the season, they can keep bringing people out. Deshaun Watson has already served his 4 games.
Yeah.
It's done. There's no more talk. Nobody else is going to be watching
for
the
his
24th.
perspective.
I think Busby's leveraging what might happen to Deshaun Watson.
Yes.
He's using that as leverage to get him to settle.
Yes, but what happens when that leverage is gone?
But that'd be very interesting. We probably won't hear much about new accusers.
The bottom line is, the only facts we know is this is a civil case. He's been proven guilty of nothing. They couldn't get an indictment on him. None of us have any clue whether any of this is true or not, besides him and the women, and that's it. So nothing in the end, to me, has changed in the last couple of days.
I don't think it has either.
No.
But I think the one thing we all agree on is Busby's really putting the pressure on for a settlement.
Yes.
And I think that kind of looks like when you put 2 of your accusers on a TV show, to me that looks like a Hail Mary. It does.
He does seem like he's getting desperate.
And now the slow news drip on 23, 24, to your point, where does that end?
Right.
I think he's angling more for a settlement than Harden and Watson are, and I also think Watson is dug in. He doesn't believe he's done anything wrong, and he's not ready to write a check that he doesn't feel he needs to write.
And he still ain't spoke yet. When we gonna get
No,
that-
I mean,
that
other
press
than
numbers?
the introductory news conference.
Right.
He said nothing at all yesterday. All right, now, on this note, there were players that spoke yesterday at OTAs. Myles Garrett was asked specifically about, and I thought his answer was brilliant. Let's play it so you can hear it. But here's Myles Garrett talking about Deshaun Watson's character and as a player and everything else. Stevie?
I think a lot of people here were conflicted over hearing, some of the accounts of what went on allegedly what happened down in Texas. Doesn't character stand for something, though?
It does, but I don't know what happened. You don't know what happened. No one in this room really knows what happened other than the people that were involved. And I can't move one way or another, based on hearsay. So I have to just move with the character and the man that I know from day to day. And it's a good guy from what I've seen, from what I played against, and what I've seen in the building. It's not every day that you grab your whole offense and take them to the Bahamas. You treat them, and you're respectful to the coaches. From what I've seen, he's walked the right way, and whether he's had a slip up or not, I'm not the judge, I'm not the jury or the executioner. So I'm here to play a game, and whether we agree or disagree with who he is off the field, that's yet to be seen. But as far as the guy I know on the field, he's special.
My reaction to that is leave it to the smartest guy on the team to say one of the smartest things I've heard so far when asked about this. I thought he kind of put the questioner in his place when he said, "I don't know what happened. Do you know what happened?"
Slip up was not the best word, but
No,
everything else. Everything else was good.
I agree with that. What's your reaction?
I thought he did exactly what he's supposed to do. It sounds like he's been prepped. Sounds like somebody got a hold of him. Myles, you moving ahead. You've been more vocal in years past, coming up. Actually, to be truthful, this is your team. Baker's not here. You're the defensive guy, so they gonna ask you these questions. I thought he did a great job at answering because it was matter of fact. He's just like, look, man, I'm here to play a game. I can only go by what I know of the guy, and for what I know of the guy so far, seems like to be a good guy. Other than that, we'll just wait and see.
What the folks that may be mad don't want him here or think, what would they want us to do? If we're saying we want him to play right now, based on the information we have at this moment in time, what would the fans that are mad about that, what would they like us to do?
Right.
What could we do?
They want us to judge him on what we're hearing. And what Myles said was, I'm not paying any attention to what we're hearing.
Yeah.
Because how many times have you heard something that's not true?
Yeah.
I'm basing my opinion of the man on what I see with my own eyes.
Right.
And isn't that kind of what we've learned?
Bigger picture, though, it does stink that they've got to be in this situation where they're going to be talking about this stuff.
Absolutely.
And he did do a nice job. I think he could have said a little less, honestly. comparing, saying he's a pretty moral guy. He took us all to the Bahamas. That's not the best line when you think about it. And people can't relate to that who are not on a professional football
Plus,
team.
he just signed a guaranteed contract for a quarter of a billion.
So that's what he knows. But that's why he thinks he's nice. But you don't even have to say that. Just say he's been good so far. It just sucks that they have to dance around this stuff. These are professional football players who are supposed to be playing football. We shouldn't be parsing his words and trying to find terms like slip up, which I'm sure I would have used too in that situation when asked to speak contemporaneously. You know what I mean? But I just couldn't do it. So it stinks that he has to do that. But he did as good of a job as possible, I think. It's just the less said, the better, I would say, gentlemen. Right now.
Well, that's certainly the tactic
until
Deshaun's taking.
Until we get decisions, it's all speculative, and we're all saying, well, if he is bad, then I don't like it, and if he seems good so far, everybody should just shut up and wait for this to go through, and just until then, it should just be like, I think we've said everything we can about that. Let's talk about football.
You know what's so crazy is this is kind of weird. Like I was watching yesterday. I'm into these games now where you can watch on YouTube old school games. I was watching the '92 NBA Finals Game 7, Knicks versus Bulls, right?
Man, you were bored.
I'll bet your wife was thrilled.
You were bored.
Eastern Conference Finals. And I don't believe it was game. I don't think it was Game 7.
Starks dunk?
Yeah, I think yes. I think it was Game 3. And Chicago was down 0-2. They lost both games in New York. And prior or after losing that game, Michael Jordan went to Atlantic City.
Yeah, I remember the story.
I was caught. Nowadays, I think that our players nowadays, because of social media or whatever, like they just get more of more stuff and there's more coverage. No, they were giving Michael Jordan a business. It was a firestorm, and we think that nowadays it's different because of social media. But no, they were all over him.
G. Bush, what would have been different if that were today is the player probably wouldn't have gone because he would know that he would be on a million different Twitter feeds with pictures and videos. So now they just can't even do that.
It was easier to cover that stuff up then. There was a better relationship between the beat reporters and the players then. They had a friendly. They wouldn't throw him under the bus.
It was like covering a president, and people just watch John F. Kennedy cheating on somebody in a pool, and they're just don't report on this, boys.
Well,
we never do it.
Story with that going way back to the 20s. Babe Ruth was a notorious womanizer.
Yeah.
There was a story that the media car. It was a night trip, and they were going from city to city. Babe Ruth runs through the media car, I believe mostly naked, with
eating a hamburger,
with the woman running behind him.
Yeah.
And one of the reporters, this is the story, allegedly turned to the other reporter and said, "It's a good thing we didn't see that, or we'd have to write about it."
Yeah.
So they used to cover up a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Nope, you can't hide anymore.
Because everybody's a reporter. If you have a phone and a Twitter account, and you're at a casino where Jordan shows up the night before a game, that's blocked that breaks Twitter.
Yeah.
Right.
2:30 a.m. Hey, but it worked out well for him. He won that series and about 6 more championships.
Yeah, he did okay.
So
he did.
I think he still would have done it even in a Twitter age. He would have been like, I don't care.
Yeah,
because
he's Jordan.
Come
on. He's Jordan. He just would have rented the casino out, closed it down, taken everybody that works there's phone, and then come in.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk more about Myles Garrett, because I don't know about you guys. I'm more excited about Myles Garrett's upcoming season than any prior. I really believe that last year we saw him turn a corner. He was already great. I think we're ready to watch him become this sort of Aaron Donald takeover, big spots. We know he can take over a game, but big spots when you need that sack. I think he's ready to become that guy. Kevin Stefanski asked about Myles Garrett after yesterday's workout. Stevie, roll this. Listen to this, and we'll talk about it on the backside.
I know that Myles is a great player. I think he can get better. And that's conversations I've had with Myles and a bunch of our players is never settling on where you are. And potential is just that. It's potential. So I think he has an opportunity to get better. There's areas of his game that he's talked with Coach Kiff about wanting to improve. So when he's out there and on the field and with the team, I think he's working on those things.
By the way, congratulations to Coach, who recently got a job. He's recording videos and audio to put people to sleep. help you fall asleep.
Yeah, he's
Nice
got an
word.
insomnia app.
The
Hi,
app-
my name is Kevin Stefanski.
The app's name is Melatonin.
He even had
It's
the
nighttime
dramatic.
now.
He had,
He and
drama-
Andrew Berry are getting a dual package.
he, had
too.
he had dramatic noir lighting in that too from his hat brim, if you noticed.
Exactly.
Yeah, no,
That's
he
all
was.
part of the insomnia
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, he's great at saying nothing. He's mastered the art.
You know what I liked, though? The message in there, to me, this my takeaway was, here's a superstar, bona fide superstar, Pro Bowl player, one of the best at his positions.
Yeah.
And he's still talking about getting better.
Yeah.
That's what I like.
There's this quote from Joe Woods I found recently that I thought was interesting too, because there's a little shade in here if you listen to it. He says, for him, it's more about consistency. When you look back at some of the plays that he left out there last year, for me, playing as hard as he possibly can on every play, because when he does that, he's unblockable, in my opinion. He's essentially saying he took some plays
That
off,
is shade.
right?
He's calling
Isn't it?
them out. Yeah.
So he's saying,
Love it.
do you think that, and that's motivational.
Love it.
And
Absolutely.
is that true? Was that a gripe on him
I think
last
that's
year?
a fair criticism. There's times he's invisible.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah. I think when you look at, I've never played defensive end at the level this guy's played. But when you look at Myles Garrett's game, one of the things that he should be able to do at his size, and you got to think about it. He's the prototypical defensive end, but he has the elite size. Like the only guy that's really been big, like Reggie White, is 300. Myles Garrett is like 285, right? But he's faster, stronger, more agile, can bend at the waist more than Jadeveon Clowney, who's 20 pounds less than him. When you look at Myles Garrett, he should be not only 16 sacks right there. The tackles for loss should be crazy, and his game could go to another level if he played the run like that. I would like to see more penetration from him on run plays. When you look at Aaron Donald, you know he's there, even when it's not a sack. He's in the backfield.
Yeah.
He play action. He's back there. Running backs are having to stop their momentum because Aaron Donald's blown the play
Well,
up.
he made the play that secured the Super Bowl last year.
He did. There's no doubt. And listen, Aaron Donald is in a class by himself. But to be fair to Myles Garrett, it was better last year, but he's been double teamed more than any defensive end
Donald
in the game.
sees double teams. He
What's
saw
that?
Donald sees double teams all the time.
Right. But I'm not comparing him to Donald.
Yeah, he's
I'm not,
a superhero.
Donald is belongs. There's no conversation.
But half of Donald,
he's a million times better than anybody else.
What makes Donald great, though, is his motor. He never stops.
There's no doubt. He does disappear at times. I don't know if it's always a motor thing. Sometimes you're getting double teamed, triple teamed. You're not going to always
It's
win
almost
a
to
battle.
me like he's picking his spots.
That's what I'm asking. Does he take plays off because he's like, I'll get him next time if I can take a breather here? You'd know better than I would. Is it a conditioning thing? He looks like he's in decent shape.
Well, I'll give you this. The 1 year he had COVID.
Affected the whole rest of the season.
That was 2 years ago.
Yep, that's true.
Even when he came back, he wasn't the same.
I had
not the same
COVID
guy.
twice. It's different. I'm just now getting the level of oxygen
Right.
out, and I don't do nothing. I just walk on a treadmill.
I don't know. You hit the gym pretty hard yesterday.
I
Bull,
went at
he
it.
was
I went
like
at
it.
I went
moving
at it.
iron and cardio.
Were you next to him in there on the treadmill? No? All right. Never mind.
Listen,
was
you
not.
guys
We were
just
doing a
I
competition.
provided at home.
All right.
he got his work in other places.
I got it.
Now, I will say this. And the only reason I'm saying this about Myles Garrett, because I feel like Myles Garrett, right now, if he quit playing right now, he'd probably make the Hall of Fame.
Wow.
He
I don't think so. I don't think his
why-
career's
not enough.
long
Well,
enough.
what I'm saying is, if he had the type of career that he had right now, I look at it like Gale Sayers, right? Gale Sayers didn't have the crazy career. He just got injured and was done. I look at Myles Garrett as one of the most, talent-wise,
I wouldn't
probably
trade him for
top
any defensive
two
lineman
ever.
in football, and that includes Donald because of age.
and he's longer.
Donald's 31 years old. Everybody thinks he's so much older because he's talking about
Yeah,
retiring.
Myles Garrett is what, 25?
Yeah, but I mean, at 31, let's face it, you can still. He was the most impactful player
Right.
on the field.
But I'd
last
rather
year
have
in the
6
biggest
more
game.
years of Myles Garrett. Even as good as Donald.
I agree
But
with
even if
that.
you want to take out Donald, I wouldn't trade him for any of the other pass rushers.
Myles Garrett should be better than Aaron Donald. He should.
Wow. You
He
hear
has
that,
more
Myles
physical
Garrett?
He's better
traits.
physically.
Like,
He has a
physically,
bigger
this
traits, way better traits than Aaron Donald.
And he dunks like he's an NBA player.
He is the most physically gifted defensive lineman I think maybe in the history of football. But
he looks better than anybody
I
else
kinda
I've
hate to
seen.
say- but I almost hate saying that because it kind of gives people an opportunity to kind of downgrade him. Maybe he's not working hard enough. I don't buy any of that. I don't know. You would know better than me as a defensive lineman. I don't buy that he takes plays off. I think he's getting double teamed
Would
and
you
triple
agree,
teamed more
though?
than anybody else.
There's been games, even last year.
Yes, where he needs
I'm
to do better.
I'm saying is 95 on the field.
There is some missing consistency. He's been affected, I think, by injuries more than others, and there's no excuse for that.
Yeah.
He's got to play through it with his ability.
I'm fascinated by your Woods comment because I think you're exactly right. I think that was intentional. Coaches, before they make a comment like that,
especially
look at that stat. Highest pass rush win rate as an edge rusher.
No, I know. That's impressive.
This propaganda that T.J. Watt's better than Garrett because he had a few more sacks is nonsense. Sacks are part luck.
Watt seems to impact games more
But we're
than
not
Garrett
you know what?
does.
We're not watching Watt every game.
No,
like
but I watch
Garrett.
a lot of Steelers football. I think everybody here does.
He's pretty. I think that what they want him to do, and I think Myles Garrett is locked in this year. If you see, Myles Garrett has always been a happy-go-lucky D&D dinosaurs dude. He ain't
Dinosaurs,
he ain't got that type vibe this year. That vibe, like he seems like
He put his toys away.
Yeah, when you get past a certain age and you start thinking about stuff as men, like, okay, what is my career about?
What's
what
his
is my
legacy?
legacy?
Yeah.
What am I out here to do? Like, am I out here to just get this money? He got the contract. So I think
Time to pack up this train set I've been working on.
When Myles Garrett is there, he's ready to go. He's ready to go now.
In the past, the one thing that I haven't liked, I hate even saying this because I love Myles Garrett. I mean, I really do. We're picking fault at a Mercedes-Benz here.
Yeah.
But the one thing that I haven't loved about him in the past is that he has talked a lot about individual accomplishments. I want to be the defensive MVP. I want to lead the league in sacks. I just think that, not that he's not a team-first guy, but I do think there is a bit of, he's a stat accumulator.
He's young, too.
And you see that he gets a lot of sacks late in games that are already decided. I just feel like, and I think this is Joe's motivation, if I can get the Myles Garrett that jumps off the tape on the highlight reel, if I can get more of that, everybody's better for it. And I think we can all agree that he could be that much of a takeover player for more of the football game.
There's still
Anybody
one
disagree
more
with
left.
that?
There's still one. I don't have a problem with him wanting to win individual.
Yeah, me
I don't have
neither.
any problem with
I don't
that.
have a problem.
But I do agree that he could. There is even another level to his game.
What would you say to a quarterback, though, that came out and said, my goal is to lead the league in passing this year?
I think offense and defense.
I think we'd all kill him for
I think
that.
offense and defense is two different things. Offensive mentality is you realize that you got to have 11 guys. The offensive line has to block, the receiver has to catch the ball, the quarterback has to throw the ball to the right person, and it has to be a system where the coach wants you to throw the ball.
And Myles Garrett's been asked about these things. Like, the reporters will ask him, would you like to lead the league? Like, I feel like he's not just saying this out of the...
No, I know. No, he's not
doesn't
volunteering
go out in
that.
his
You're
front
right.
yard.
But in my view, I'd rather hear him say, I'm not worried about individual numbers or accomplishments. If I play great, our team's going to have great things happen.
I'm not going to kill him for honesty. Every player wants to lead the league.
I don't want to kill him for that.
Statistical
I just wish
category.
that he would talk more about team achievement and less about individual
I
achievement.
want my defensive players to be hungry. Like, you got to play defense with an attitude, a personality, reckless abandon,
That's fair.
And you want them to have every edge you need. Him and Jadeveon Clowney, I would tell them, walk into the room. You two, you said y'all the best. I need at least 15 from you, Clowney. You've been at 9 and 10.
Yeah.
That ain't it. If you want to be known as one of the top, you guys are the number 1 overall picks.
Yeah.
You guys, I need 20 from you, 15 from you. Can you sign me up for that?
It's not even the sacks, just the sack number. But I don't know. I think if T.J. Watt and Myles Garrett had switched teams, there'd be a much bigger difference between the two, and Myles Garrett would. There'd be no doubt that Myles Garrett.
You
was
really
better.
have some T.J. Watt.
I think he's a little low. He's really good. I just think. I don't buy that he's better than Myles Garrett. I just don't.
We can't agree, though, that, I mean, I know this goes without saying, but we're excited that he's lining up on the opposite side of Clowney.
That helps,
2 years in
because
a
he
row.
had nobody with him
Exactly.
before
And 2
last
years
year.
in a row. He might have, at some point in his career so far, lined up opposite the same guy 2 years in a row, but it wasn't Clowney-level person.
Yes.
I can't remember who it was. But, like, the fact that you have a year under your belt of knowing where that guy's going to be, knowing his moves, like, and you guys are on the same page for once, rather than trying to meet a new partner every single year, I think that's going to help him a lot.
But he's never had a good defensive tackle. He's never played with a good defensive tackle. Never.
And if
Watt has his whole career.
If Deshaun Watson is suspended, it's an imperative on Myles Garrett to carry the squad. He has to be crazy. If he gets suspended 4 to 6 games, he's supposed to be Myles Garrett is the defensive player of the year because we can't block him. They can't score.
Yeah.
It's up to that guy to carry the load because that's what great teams do. I saw Reggie White carry the Eagles. They had no offense. Reggie White was destroying people.
Bruce Smith.
Lawrence Taylor. He wrecked a whole game.
Ray Lewis.
Those type guys will hold a whole team down, and I think he has that talent. He just has to go out and kick it up another notch because we all know he can.
By the way, guys, can we get a stat on how often Myles Garrett is double teamed compared to other players, both
Work
last
on that.
year and career?
That's good.
Can we
That's a
find
tough
that?
ask. I don't even know if they keep that because
Find it, Mike.
Listen,
good luck if you can
Yeah,
find
we'll
that.
try.
Because there are a lot of times where you're not even sure.
Yeah.
I mean, playing that position with the protect package that's in and guys are sliding, but maybe they're
They give
half
you,
blocking
it's a third.
Myles,
He
but
give you a
there's-
little hand. It's
yeah,
a third
so
eye.
he's got a
Like, it ain't-
responsibility to help with Myles, but he's also got responsibility. with
Make
someone
one up,
else.
put a
just
graphic
think
together.
I just really feel like in this town, the 11 years I've been living here, I feel in general fans are too easy on their players. But when it comes to Myles Garrett, I feel like it's the opposite.
Oh yeah, they were way too easy on
Fans are-
Baker Mayfield. You're right. Way too easy.
That's 100% true.
They are.
Kidding me?
Half the fan base was apologizing for every mistake he
he's
made.
gone.
Talk about selfish players.
He's gone.
Talk
Hey,
about selfish players.
Myles Garrett made
He
Pro
was
Bowls.
upset when they beat the Lions. He didn't want to talk to the media. They won the
gone.
game, and he was upset because he didn't play well.
So let me recap.
That's selfish.
Let me recap.
That's selfish.
The guy comes in,
Yeah.
breaks the playoff drought, wins a playoff
Is the
game.
goal to win a playoff game or win a
beats
Super
the
Bowl?
Steelers in a must-win
Yes.
situation to get to the playoff game.
Yes.
Is within a pylon bad call and a fourth down conversion of going to the AFC Championship game.
Didn't win.
And
Every
we were
game's
too
close.
easy on him.
Yes.
You were too hard on him, Bull.
No.
Yes,
No.
you were.
I was complete. What did I say
You
was
were
unfair?
absolutely.
What did I say was unfair?
I've heard you say he stinks countless times.
No, I say he's average.
You've said he stinks.
But I
I've
don't
heard
really
those
mean
words
it. He's
come out.
average.
There are certain
You
games he
mean it or
stinks.
you don't? When you say a guy stinks, you own it.
There
average.
are certain games. I mean,
He
did-
has stunk in a lot of games.
he
What
threw-
sure, every quarterback
he
has.
threw for
This
71
idea that
yards against the Patriots.
the idea that he won a playoff game, so he's owed something,
So
is
then you bring up,
garbage.
well, Tim Tebow won a playoff game
right.
too.
TJ Yates. I
He
can name
won
a million
playoff
guys
game,
who won one
but
playoff game.
Bull, as
Yeah.
you're watching Baker and the Browns
Yeah.
leading the Chiefs in Kansas City, the team
Yes.
that everybody thought was going to win the Super Bowl, they're in control of that football game. Now, granted, Mahomes was out.
That's a huge difference.
But it is a huge difference.
They
But it's
would've
not
gotten
like he
blown
didn't
out if
play the
Mahomes
whole
didn't get
game.
hurt.
He did play a lot of that football game.
He didn't play the whole second half.
He played part of the second half. He got hurt
when
in the
did he
third
get hurt?
quarter.
Can I ask y'all a question?
Yeah.
He played against the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
I saw Joe Burrow throw for 500 against the Chiefs to get him in the playoffs.
I also I saw Baker Mayfield last year tear the Bengals apart.
I give you that.
Tear
But
them apart.
In
Yeah,
the
did
two,
not-
in the
and
two,
did nothing
in the
the
two,
rest of the
in the
year.
two games
He's
that
8-9.
in the two games that
No,
Baker
he didn't win
Mayfield
that. He
had the
didn't win
football,
two of those games.
He had the football at the end of the game.
Yeah.
What happened? There was two
What
interceptions.
always happens? He never comes
You're
through.
right. That we turn this into a Baker
No, no, but
Mayfield.
it's not
Baker
right.
Mayfield is
My-
tearing this panel apart.
My point is,
Just like he tore the city apart.
my point is that fans have been overly critical of Myles Garrett. The Browns have, since they've been back in '99, have not had a single good pass rusher. Not one. Myles Garrett had no good teammates on the defensive line until Clowney last year.
Listen.
Not one. And yet he dominates.
He's not torn apart by the fans, Myles Garrett.
No.
I mean,
I'm not saying he's
are
torn
there-
apart.
are there
I feel
critics?
like people are overly critical.
Even
He
this
is-
panel, though, Bull said,
Yes.
when you look at the
Yes.
guy, he's all world.
No.
He should be the most dominant pass
Yep.
rusher in the game, but he's not.
He's one
I
of the
don't
three
think-
best players
I
in
don't
this
think we're
franchise in the
overly
last
hard
25
on
years.
him.
No,
His
he's like
own
my.
coach.
We treat him.
Coach.
We treat him like my third grade teacher, Miss Carroll, treated me, where she was like, "You just have so much more potential.
I
you
expect
just
more
I
from you,
expect
Mike."
more from you, and
Yes.
I think you can
The
do
That's
this."
the worst thing someone can say to
But
you,
Miss
though.
Carroll loved me,
The
and she
reason
thought I
even
was
we
great.
are still
Does she
critical
still?
Yeah,
is
she's
because
dead.
we have such high expectation, and that's fair.
sorry.
But I've had people call me and say this guy's overrated. No, he's not.
Well,
He's got nothing
Bull,
around
I think
him.
you're always going to find factions.
Or
You're going
now
to
he
find
does.
people. But I think
Yeah.
if you took the temperature of the Browns fan base,
Yeah.
they are not hating collectively on Myles Garrett.
No, I'm not saying they're collecting.
And they're not even
collectively.
overly hard on him. What they are on him is, to Mike's third grade teacher point.
Yeah.
Miss Carroll.
And you only say this of someone who's already great, but you expect them to be the
Right.
greatest. I expect a little more from you. And that's what Joe Wood said.
Like-
his
And
own coach.
I do too. I need him. He's great, but he's not been great for an entire season. It's like he's great for 12, 13
We want
games.
more of that
We want great
greatness.
for 17. That may not be
Well,
possible.
Jay, you guys
Mike.
are both right. Look at the screen real quick. Watch
Okay.
the topic bar.
He did make up a graphic. You're
He
right.
did, thank
You
God.
got it?
No, I just have a topic bar because we have a guest ready to hop in.
Okay.
Ready
Good.
to answer this topic.
I love
So-
it that we hit a crescendo.
Yeah.
And then we
screaming.
bring Aditi in as the voice of reason.
And then we
there
all
she is,
and then,
looking-
and
looking
then we
great
all
with
yell
the
on
ball-
top
with
of
the ball
her.
cap today.
Aditi, tell them how Baker's the most selfish player in the NFL.
She'll never say
Okay,
that.
so he's not.
Wait
I
a
also,
second.
Jay,
No,
would really like
go
to
ahead.
record a message to my husband that I am a voice of reason because he thinks I'm the voice of all things that are unreasonable in general.
You're very
and,
reasonable.
why am I still a guest? I thought now I was a regular.
I
If I
totally
get to come
agree.
in my
That's
tennis
true.
rights,
Insulting.
like
That's a
straight
bad
from
job.
playing,
Yeah.
aren't I a
Right.
regular?
You
Aren't
are
I
a
part of the
regular.
game?
You are a regular.
Yes.
Part of the team.
Now,
Okay, so then tell Mikey McNuggets to stop calling me a guest.
Yeah, that's true.
Mikey?
During the
Bad job,
commercial
Mike.
break,
She
he's
did
going to
sign
get
a
a
Supermax.
he'll get a thorough tongue
Okay.
lashing.
Aditi,
She got a Supermax deal?
Confirmed
as long
Supermax.
as Mike Polk's mom says, right? Because Mike,
Exactly.
your mom did say that I should
Peggy
be a
Polk
regular.
says you're the star. She,
Yeah.
doesn't, she doesn't even like when I'm on. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Aditi, will you please settle this Baker thing for these two gentlemen so they can
Yes.
stop yelling at
Yes.
each other? Do we or were we too mean to Baker?
Yeah, I just don't like meanness in general. Sorry, I'm a mommy of a 6-year-old,
Were we
and so
unfair to
like,
Baker?
I think that you always take the high road. You stay as classy as can be. The guy balled out
I'm
for
not
the
classy.
time that he was here, and
Was he
wish
treated
him
fairly?
well.
Was he treated fairly, in your view?
You know, from what I have been told, his camp was indeed made aware of what the Browns were doing. And so
Exactly.
therefore
He's
there
a
is
little
a certain
baby.
level of fairness to that.
Yeah.
And we all have to acknowledge that at some point we can all be replaced, or we can all be too expensive, or we can all be whoever. I mean, whatever it is, most of us have lived through the process of that. So that's life. It sucks. It's horrible. I know that he feels he could have been kept apprised of more, but I mean, I don't know. Jay, how many things in your life could you sit here and say you have hard feelings about?
Well, the way I live my life is I just the rearview mirror is what happened yesterday. I can't look
He
back.
really doesn't have hard feelings. He's a bad example. He's a
yeah,
weirdo.
I'm a terrible example, Aditi.
Here's the
I
bottom
don't
line.
even get mad at people when I should be mad at them.
Notes. Do you keep notes on who
Aditi-
called you and who didn't, and
He
who
gets
showed interest
he
in
gets
you?
like if he gets like a speeding ticket, he's like, no problem, officer. You're just doing your job.
Doing your job.
That's
Have a
nice.
great day.
Listen, Aditi, a couple things. Number one, Baker, as you said, knew they were trying to get a great quarterback. He's just a guy. We all know that. And he's just a guy. He's an average
just a
quarterback.
guy. Just
back,
a guy
Aditi.
is Mason Rudolph. Baker's
no.
better than just a guy.
To me, just a guy is an average quarterback. But whatever. You agree he's average. He's
But
average.
he's a starting quarterback. He's a
yeah, but
starting
a bottom,
quarterback in the National Football
but a
League.
lower level starting quarterback. Like not top
But he's
15.
still a starting quarterback. There are only 32 in the National Football
Right,
League.
but at the moment nobody wants him to be a starting quarterback.
Yeah,
At
which
the
is
price.
really that's a statement on the fact that ability is not only about what you see on the football field.
True. It's
Okay,
the whole,
true.
It's the whole package.
But listen, last year were there not rumors for months and months that the Dolphins were going to trade for Watson, right?
There were.
Okay. Did we hear Tua whine about it ever? One time.
Okay, but Adam, why are you expecting every single human being to be the exact same person?
I'm not.
Eli
I'm just
Manning
saying.
and Ben Roethlisberger came in at the exact same time.
Right.
Eli Manning and Ben Roethlisberger have both won 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Eli Manning's magic was that he was always available. That the best part of his ability was his availability, that he knew when to throw the ball away and live to see another down. Ben Roethlisberger's magic was completely different, and he wasn't always available. And he extended every play, and sometimes that was to great strength, and sometimes it wasn't. They were 2 completely, totally different people.
Good point.
Right.
Why
but
are you trying to make Baker Mayfield
I'm
the
not.
exact same guy that Tua is?
I'm not at all. He could do whatever he wants. But my point is that everybody thinks he's been wronged because he whined about it 10 seconds after finding out Browns were going to be trading for him. He whined.
Well,
Not
I don't
to-
think he's been wronged. I think this is the nature of
course
the
he's not,
business.
right.
You know what? And this is a
Exactly.
conversation I actually had with an NFL player
Yeah.
just yesterday about his situation and my situation. And sometimes, whether we like it or not, this is just the nature of the game. This is
Right.
what business is. And it's not
And
all
Aditi,
warm
one-
and fuzzy and hearts and flowers and what they teach you in kindergarten.
One
Sorry.
quick point, too. You're trying to compare Baker to Tua. And I think that's a disrespect of Baker. Tua has done
because of what Baker's accomplished.
Because of what Baker's accomplished.
Agreed.
Tua's done nothing.
It doesn't matter.
Yes, it does matter.
The point
It
is
does
it's
matter.
business.
Would you expect Tom Brady to say something if he was going to be replaced via a trade? You would think yes, because he's accomplished. He's done a lot. Tua's sitting here.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Tua should be lucky he has a job.
Well, then I'll give you Jimmy Garoppolo, who has accomplished way more than Baker Mayfield. They drafted Trey Lance, and he didn't say peep. So there you go. Jimmy Garoppolo, much more accomplished.
You know what? I'm with Jay on this. I think that you're comparing apples to oranges. I think that expecting all human beings to kind of have the same response, then you're getting away from what makes somebody special.
I hear you.
Like, isn't this what we used to talk about in New York? Adam, isn't this what we used to talk about in New York when David Wells threw that perfect game and he said he was totally hungover? Right. And it was like, who was it? Was it Mickey Mantle? I'm sorry, I don't want to.
No, Whitey Ford.
No, but who used to drink a lot, and it was like, this guy,
Mickey Mantle
got drunk us.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so it's sort of like we can sit here and we can say we wish somebody was something, but maybe part of that edge is who they are.
Well, Aditi,
okay.
Let's bring this back all the back where this started, right?
Yeah, I noticed he doesn't want to. Ricky McNuggets made a big deal about me putting in this place. He's like, I'm just going to stay.
Listen, you see this? I ain't messing with y'all. I ain't messing around with y'all no more. I ain't arguing no more. I'm going to give you an opportunity. You got to flip the script. She's opining on our opinions. You have to give her something to opine on now so then we can get her. Now,
excellent hosting.
See that?
Excellent hosting.
Now, Aditi, you worked. You worked in Pittsburgh, right? You've been around T.J. Watt. Yeah, now, there's this thing going around where it's like Myles Garrett, T.J. Watt. Myles Garrett, T.J. Watt. Who's the better player? If you had to take one, and do you believe that Myles Garrett still has a little more to go? But you can get to the first question first. Who are you taking?
Okay, I think everybody has a little bit to go. I think that on natural ability, on the body that God has bestowed upon you, Myles Garrett wins. Right now, today, I would take TJ Watt.
Woo!
And I'll tell you why.
Motor.
I love the way that TJ works. This is what we talked about on Tuesday, guys. What does a big contract do for you? And we talked about this with David Njoku. TJ signed a massive contract. He made the Steelers change the way they do business in terms of guaranteeing money beyond the first year. And you know how he responded? By working even harder. Mm-hmm. TJ said, I'm going to justify the faith that you're showing in me, and every single day I'm going to go out there and prove you right. And TJ works his tail off. He may be one of the best players on that team. He is willing to give credit to everybody else. He stays after every OTA, every practice, every minicamp, every whatever, works extra. You will see him by himself on a sled, on a walking sled, on whatever. He works with his teammates. I've watched him with Bud Dupree going over, this is this technique, this is that, all of that. And he genuinely roots for people. And he's really heady. Like, I remember during the COVID season, this is one of those crazy stories. You know, you'd get in trouble if you were within 15 feet of somebody or 10 feet, whatever the rule was. As soon as the drill would be over, TJ would book to the opposite end of the football field so that he wasn't around anybody. Like, he was doing every single thing he possibly could not to get ensnared in that. And then a year ago, he did turn up positive, and he's running around trees in his backyard while he's dealing with COVID symptoms, just so that he can stay ready, so that hopefully he tests negative in time for a game against, I believe it was the Ravens. He leaves nothing to change. I love the attitude. I love the mindset. I love the approach. I love that he sucks every single thing out of every cell that he has. And I think that, you know, ultimately we all want to reach our potential. And so when Joe Woods is saying, I think we can get more out of Myles Garrett, that's not a knock on Myles. I think that Myles can be this. I think Myles can potentially be the greatest defensive player that ever lived. So I'm going to hold him to that. I'm going to challenge him to that.
And that's fair.
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
I just think Watts, until the Browns got cloudy last year, Watts had so much better talent around him, which has made his job easier. I would bet Myles Garrett's been double-teamed a lot more than Watt has over the years. I know he wins as better pass rush win rate. I know he's got a better PFF grade. I mean, they're both great. It's it's splitting hairs between the two.
But it's true. I mean, Adam, you make a great point because I think that Cam Hayward, when you look at the Steelers, Cam Hayward has not gotten enough attention for what he does. Especially last year when the Steelers, their three front defensive linemen, they only had one starter. Tyson Alualu got hurt and Stephon Tuitt, who just retired yesterday, he didn't play all year. Cam was facing double and triple teams. Every single game. And that surely did free up TJ. Right. And it's interesting that you say that because the year before, when TJ was on one side and Bud Dupree, who's now with the Titans, was on the other side, TJ Watt had better numbers than Aaron Donald. And I remember my husband and I were watching like the player of the year, the defensive player of the year thing. And my husband was like, oh, TJ's definitely going to get it. And I said, no, actually, it's going to be AD. And he said, what? Like, how can you say that? Look at TJ's numbers. And I said, well, TJ had Bud Dupree garnering attention as well. And he had Cam Hayward and Tyson Alualu and Stephon Tuitt up in front of him. Aaron Donald was doing things all by himself. And a year ago, we saw TJ doing more by himself. Even though Cam was drawing attention, we did see TJ doing more by himself. And a smart football watcher can see that. So I understand what you're saying, but I also think that the Browns had a better back end last year when they were healthy than the Steelers did.
That's true.
And so that helps Myles Garrett for sure. And then, of course, Clowney on the other side helps.
Aditi, on the retirement.
Was good too. I mean, the Browns played good defense a year ago. They really, truly, honestly did.
Especially the back half.
Thank you. That means a lot.
The back half. Aditi, on the retirement, that news caught me somewhat by surprise. Were you expecting that? And do you know what's going on there? I know that he lost his brother, and it's kind of, he just recently graduated from Notre Dame. He finished his degree. But what impact will that have on the Steelers on the field, and was it a complete surprise to you?
I think that it was indeed a bit surprising to me. You know, like in the city of Pittsburgh, they're comparing this to offensive lineman David DeCastro a year ago. And DeCastro, I knew, had dealt with all these ankle issues, and I thought that this was very possible. To it, we kept hearing that he was doing significantly better. You know, a year ago, this young man who is unbelievably close to his family watched his brother die, dealt with his mother having watched her son die and the trauma of that and having to be there for everyone. And it's not for us to say how you handle grief or how you handle tragedy. It was enormously difficult for him. He dealt with that stress by putting on some weight. That weight then left to pressure on his knee. That led to the knee not necessarily being where it needed to be. And the whole year, he was managing a lot of different things, physical ailments as well as sort of some mental ailments, let's just call them. And I don't know why we don't necessarily equate the two, because I think the mind is just as important as the body. So anyway, Tuitt spent last year really struggling in a lot of ways. Then we heard that this year he had really turned a corner. Cam Hayward, Mike Tomlin, people were very, very positive about where Stephon Tuitt was in his life and what he wanted to do and his availability. And yet he didn't come to OTAs. And my guess is that as he sort of took a step back and really thought about what he wants to do, and does he feel ready to put in the work and the effort and the time to playing the game of football, he ultimately decided that he doesn't want to. And it really, really, really disturbs me, the number of Steelers fans that have, or football fans, let's just identify them as football fans, who've accused Tuitt of stealing money, who've responded by saying, oh, well, you stole money last year. Oh, well, you took money last year. Oh, you know, it just feels as if there's not an acknowledgement that these people are human beings.
Right.
Just like we are. And they deal with stressors the way that we deal with stressors.
You heard
and
it here.
Who are we to judge how you handle something in your family and in your life when you don't really know what's behind the curtain? So, you know, best of luck to Stephon Tuitt. That's what I say.
I agree with that.
He is a wonderful young man. And is the Steelers' defensive line different today than I thought it would be a week ago? Yes.
Absolutely.
Do they have some young talent there that they expect to step up? Sure, they do. And again, we'll go back to that line. Pressure either bursts pipes or it makes diamonds. So do Marvin Leal or Isaiah Loudermilk or even Chris Wormley, do they step up in a different way? Maybe they do, because you know what? Playing on a line with Cam Hayward and Tyson Alualu, you get some extra help.
Yeah, you do.
That's like kind of getting to play from the closer tee a little bit.
Sure.
So,
We do agree with you, though,
I
that
don't want to hear that Stephon Tuitt was stealing money.
we
I
agree
really
with
don't.
you that Steelers fans are inconsiderate and cruel trash. So good call. You heard it here. Aditi said that here, everybody.
Please.
Yeah.
We know
that
what
clip.
you were saying. No, you know what,
No,
though?
I'm
She
kidding.
makes a great point, because it's not just this instance. We've all seen it before. Sometimes fans view these players as objects, and it's kind of a
Sometimes.
gut punch.
It's
Yeah, I
gross.
know. You're right. Not sometimes. It
It's
happens
gross.
a lot. When a guy gets old before our eyes, some of the things that they say to that person, about that person.
Like
it's
they say
just-
they stink.
Yeah, they might say they stink or even they suck. God
They
forbid.
suck.
Yeah.
So,
Well, it's
yeah.
like
Baker
that
did suck
Peyton
last
Manning
year.
commercial. Remember that Peyton Manning commercial where he was like, "Cut that meat, cut
Yeah,
that meat."
exactly.
Can you imagine if you're like sitting doing your like accounting numbers and somebody's standing there saying, "Hey, you're adding those numbers slower than you did a week ago. What's the matter with you?"
And
I
booing
mean,
you. Yeah,
Right.
it's now granted
Now,
they're
in fairness,
paid
you
well.
can boo me for the money they're making. I
Yeah,
mean, you
no,
can do
they-
anything.
They're paid well, and it's all
People
part
boo
of the
me
job.
anyway. They
I
they
think
tell me to have heart attacks and die. I'm too fat to be
Well,
on TV.
shame on
so
them.
that's all right, and I'm not making anywhere close to what those guys are making.
I know. I think the point is like
No, of course you gotta
under
treat
the
them like
uniform, there's a heart, there's a soul, there's a person who has family, who has issues that they're dealing with, and in this particular case, real heady life issues.
People are bad.
And sometimes I think all fans would do well just to remember sometimes that these people that you're bullying and saying things about.
If I can bring that back, Jay, I think 2 years ago, Myles Garrett himself was dealing with some issues and was managing all of that.
Sure.
And, obviously, we all would like to put what's happening in our personal lives, kind of in our computer bags while we go and we do our work, obviously. But we're human, and there should be some acknowledgement or recognition of that. I don't know. I think that's part of our obligation, too, being on the other side to share some of that. And Adam, to your point, I get it. People pay a lot of money. If it gives them joy to boo someone at a stadium, fine, boo. I just never really got it.
I don't
how do you
boo.
think
I think-
booing someone encourages your team to play better?
You're 100% right. Booing is stupid, but fans can do it. It's when they cross the line to, call the
Yeah.
guy stealing money, when you threaten somebody's life, talk about their family and
Right.
personal stuff.
Yeah,
Booing
know
is
where the
fine.
line
Who
is.
I mean, I think booing. I agree with you. I think booing is stupid.
I got a
It's
question.
funny. I was just telling this story, and I'm going to make like a total left turn right here, but although that was my right, whatever, left turn, lefty, see, righty, lefty way. I was telling my son, who is a huge Bills fan, about being a little girl in Scott Norwood. And is that the guy's name? Adam, am I right?
Scott
is that his name, the
Norwood,
kicker
yeah.
that missed the field goal?
Yeah,
Yeah, Scott Norwood. You
by
got it.
about 6
Okay.
inches.
Right. So Super Bowl against the Giants, he misses a field goal. He goes back to Buffalo,
Yeah.
and he gets all this love. And I was really little. I mean, I don't know how old I was. I was like 5 or 6 years old, right? But I still remember that this guy misses a kick and loses his city and loses his team the field goal because he loses them the Super Bowl because he misses the field goal. And the city just envelops him. And then fast forward a few years, and it's a World Series. And Mitch Williams, is that right too?
Yes.
I'm getting
You're-
old. I don't remember names. Mitch Williams blows a save for the Phillies. And the Philadelphia fans torch his house. Like
Yeah.
they burned his
Well,
house.
Not great.
Didi,
His
I'll
own
go back
teammates
even.
didn't like
I'll go
him, though.
back even older, and
The
I know
one
that Bull will remember this
Yeah.
name. Even prior to that, there was a relief pitcher for the Angels named Donnie Moore.
Yeah, killed himself.
He committed suicide. He infamously
86.
blew a playoff game, and this was when the Angels never made it to the playoffs.
Right.
And he blew a playoff game, and Aditi, he never recovered. His
Right.
life spiraled out of control,
Gave him
and
a
he
home run to
committed.
Dave Henderson.
Yes, he did, and so when it kills me
Yeah.
when I hear, some of these, because that's become a thing on social media. Kill yourself. Like, I think you should lose your social media account. If you ever tweet those words,
The
you
number
should
of times
lose
I've
your
been
social
told
media
that
account.
you should just kill yourself. And it's
Well,
like,
the
you don't even
Tesla
know
guy
me.
said everybody can
Honestly,
say anything
you
now,
want
so
to leave
nobody's
my children
losing
as
their
orphans
mind.
because you don't like my take on something?
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, people are idiots.
It's just ridiculous. Aditi, I'm going to open a can of worms that I hope we can close because we're going to do the debate tomorrow, but we don't have you tomorrow. So I'm going to, it's June 2nd. I mean, we're grabbing at straws here. There's nothing going on. We had planned for today's show the following debate. Which roster are you taking? Minus the quarterback position. It's June 2nd.
Ooh.
You want the Browns roster or you want the 49ers roster? And we're going to do this debate tomorrow, but as I said, you're not here tomorrow. So I want to hear your take on that today. Before we go to mailbag, we've got some great questions for you from our viewers in mailbag. But first, whose roster do you like better, the Browns or the Niners?
Okay, I love the 49ers defensive front. I think that they play faster and tougher than any other D-line, arguably, in the NFL, but I am taking the Browns roster.
Overall, you taking their roster?
Yep.
I'll take that as a
Right.
win.
Very good.
Minus quarterback?
And why is that?
Yeah, minus quarterback.
I would
What,
take
what
the
gives the
Niners.
Browns the edge?
I don't necessarily see a hole anywhere.
Not
you
even
know,
at
I think
linebacker?
that there is. I'm not 100% sure on the wide receiver position outside of Cooper, and let's see how all of that develops. But I don't see a significant spot where I'm saying who's doing this, who's stepping up here, who's available, who's bought in. There's obviously
close.
bias, right?
Yeah,
like I'm more familiar with the Browns than I am with the 49ers.
Yeah,
but
I
I
think we all-
really, for a few years now, I've been saying top to bottom, I like that Browns roster. There have just been some other issues associated with how they all put it together.
Yeah. All right, we'll dive into that more tomorrow, and I think that's well said on your part. I think both teams have pretty deep rosters, and I'm a little concerned about the linebacking position for the Browns, but we'll get into that more tomorrow. Mailbag, McNuggets.
It is time for the mailbag. And as always, any internet submissions are brought to you by PCC Airfoils.
Yeah.
Looking for a
here we
job
go.
with career
Best.
advancement and great
Oh, the
benefits?
best
PCC
Airfoils.
Airfoils is a leading manufacturer in Northeast Ohio. All locations of PCC Airfoils in Eastlake, Menor, Wickliffe, and Minerva are hiring for all positions starting at $18 an hour and up. Plus, get a full benefit package, paid time off, and a signing bonus. Apply online at precast.com/careers to learn more.
Get that $18.
Airfoils. Airfoils.
You need to be out there
Airfoils.
getting that. I might go apply over there, dog.
Exactly.
18?
We're all going to start working a shift after this. Aditi, you love those airfoils.
Making
We know
airline-
it.
Did
airplane
McNuggets
parts.
actually pronounce all the towns right
got 'em,
today?
yeah,
I think he did.
got 'em all
Getting
right.
better.
Yeah, we've been
Yeah.
practicing.
He's
got
usually
them
like
all now.
Minerva or something like that.
Mentor.
Wycliffe.
Mm-hmm.
That was my
Hi,
favorite.
go easy on the Jersey guy. Come on now. In
I
Jersey,
know.
we
Thank
have
you.
normal town names.
So let's do mailbag, Mikey. What
Yeah.
do we have?
So we put this on Twitter yesterday. Steve, let's pull up 70. If you have a question you want to hashtag Ask Aditi, drop it in the comments below. We'll ask her live on air tomorrow.
Exciting.
And she's not a guest. She's just our favorite now.
She is.
Part of the team. Steve, let's get to the first question. This comes from Ryan Snedeker. What's the funniest thing Nick Chubb
Don't
has
make
ever
her
said?
pick.
That's kind of funny.
Has he ever said anything funny?
Exactly.
Trick question.
No, but I actually once asked him if anyone makes him laugh, and he said that Kareem Hunt regularly makes him laugh.
Wow.
Funniest thing that Nick Chubb has actually said to me. You know, the first time I interviewed him, he was a rookie, and it was a preseason game against the Bills, and I think he had 2 or 3 touchdowns. And I actually said to him, you are allowed to smile right now. Yeah, no, he's actually never made me laugh.
I
But
like
he
hearing
does
that.
say that Kareem Hunt allegedly makes him laugh.
Yeah.
He's all business, man.
I know.
If you give me 52 others just like him,
Yep.
you're going to win a Super
I'm glad
Bowl
he
every
didn't
year.
have any terrible
you know what,
jokes for
Jay?
you.
I love him, and let me tell you, Odyssey put out a tweet yesterday ranking the 4 running backs in the AFC North.
Yeah.
I saw that.
They said Najee Harris came first, Nick Chubb came second. I'm a bit, and then Joe Mixon was third, J.K. Dobbins was fourth. I am a huge Najee Harris fan, but I am taking Nick Chubb every single day. I am
Thank you.
taking him on Sunday, on Monday, on Thursday. If there are
Wait a
games
second.
on Tuesday,
Yeah.
Well,
I'll
hey,
take
do
him
not,
then.
Bull, stop.
Wait, but I
This is a
didn't
topic
hear
tomorrow.
the-
We're doing
the
this whole
order. I
topic
didn't hear
tomorrow.
it.
No, so Najee Harris was 1, right? And Chubb was 2?
I just need to know
Yep.
who wrote this article.
Odyssey.
Najee Harris.
But don't
Not a
comment on
surprise.
it, Bull, because that's a topic for tomorrow's show.
Najee Harris wrote
We're
it.
doing that
That
on
person
tomorrow's
should
show.
lose their job.
I'm
by the way.
taking
Go ahead.
I
That person
love Nick
stinks.
Chubb.
No, you
We're
can
gonna
be
cut
on
that
there.
Aditi shot and put it in the show as a fifth opinion.
I'm with her,
Hey.
too. I mean, literally,
That's
to
absurd.
me, there are certain things that I can see that will automatically crash your credibility with me, and that's one of them.
You're
like,
putting
we're
Najee Harris
creeping-
before Joe Mixon's absurd.
We are,
I know,
we are
it's
creeping into
absurd.
the topic. You see how
Yeah,
they
hey,
creep?
we're cutting off. Steve, let's pull up the
By
next
the way,
question.
Najee Harris should be fourth, but let's go ahead.
Yeah. Next question.
Question number 2 comes from Benjamin Not Button.
This is a bad
What's
question
your
for Aditi.
favorite restaurant in Cleveland?
Why is that a bad question?
Because you
Just
don't eat.
because I'm a vegetarian?
You don't eat.
Oh, come on. No, I totally eat. In fact, that's why I'm playing tennis every single day, because my doctor said I better get on this year. The
But no,
stress
but I mean, you
is
eat vegetarian, so I'm guessing you haven't gone to that many places, is my guess.
Okay, well, so my kind of regular go-to over the last 10 years, just because of where I stayed in Cleveland,
Yeah.
downtown Cleveland, is a place called Taza, which is on that strip, near the Renaissance and the Marriott
West
the
Six.
Marriott Key Center.
Yeah.
What's
Yep.
that road?
6.
That sounds
Six.
Okay, so that Taza Lebanese restaurant, I really, really like that. I just went to an Italian place when I was in town 2 weeks ago. That was outstanding. And why can I not remember it? I have to look it up.
Everyone
It was
check that
in
place out too.
Was it Johnny's downtown?
Alleyway. Yeah, it wasn't Joseph's. It wasn't like DeLuca. It was something else.
Olive Garden
Hold on.
at the North Olmsted Mall.
I really like Town Hall. I think Town Hall is
It's
really
a hot
good.
Italian
Town
place.
Hall is spectacular. Really good food.
Wait, I'm
trip
going to
on
tell
that
you
Olive
the
Garden.
Italian place that I just went to. That was really good. Hold on. I'm just.
look it
Are you
looking
calling
at
them?
No, I'm looking at old
Oh, I see.
texts with who I went with.
No, you know what?
to
She's
say,
placing an order for us to be delivered.
Oh, Luca Italian cuisine.
Oh, that
Okay.
place is good.
Yeah,
I've
that's
been
a very
there.
good
Yeah,
restaurant.
yeah, yeah.
I've never been there.
I
I've
thought you
never
were going to
been
say
there.
Johnny's. Johnny's is a favorite of a lot of folks downtown. I think Johnny's
was
is
the one
overrated.
that was recommended, but we didn't choose Johnny's.
Yeah,
we
you
chose
made the right
Luca
choice.
because the person I went with really wanted the dessert at Luca.
Yeah,
Although I
that's
don't
that's
think
the better,
You go to Mitchell's
that
for
person
dessert.
ultimately
Everybody
ended up
else
getting
is
dessert. I can't
second
remember.
fiddle.
that's the better choice.
Good,
sure.
two good
But hey,
restaurant
I'm up for
tips though.
recommendations. If anyone's got recommendations for places to eat, if I'm
I've
ever
invited
back
Aditi to
Cleveland,
my house
I'd
for
love
dinner
to
a couple
come.
of times, and she has not taken me up. I'm
Yes.
starting to get insulted.
I can't imagine.
Very
why.
cruel.
You probably don't have many vegetables there.
We got plenty of vegetables. We
All
eat
right.
vegetables every night.
All right. What's the next question? You got
We
another
have
one?
2 more.
All right.
This is actually a football question.
Wow.
Please hashtag ask Aditi if there's any likelihood to the Browns bringing back J.C. Treader at a discount or otherwise. She also wants G. Bush to know she's Smartass Official on YouTube.
Oh, wow. That's smart ass.
Yeah, she
Always
used to
nice
tweet
to
it.
meet her.
I'm not 100% sure that actually is a woman and the real picture.
Yeah.
But that person April is a good tweeter and used to tweet at me all the time. They're good. You didn't. That was. Just,
I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't got enough followers to not.
they're.
Yeah. I don't cross.
They're cool.
I don't
They're
cross
cool.
social media platforms
They're
either.
cool.
That takes a lot of work. Aditi, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm not thinking that it's J.C. Treader went to Cornell just like I did, so like
Very
go Big
nice.
Red.
Oh, wow, I didn't know.
But my expectation is that he is not coming back to Cleveland
He'll cost too
or
much.
Berea.
Is that because like it's just a personal thing or the money thing?
No, I just think that the money, the fit, all of that. At least
Everything.
my feeling right now, April, is that is not necessarily a. I think it's been a really good run. It was a nice relationship while it lasted, and it is not a relationship that is continuing.
Why
Not
is
for
he
any
still on
bad
the market?
reasons.
I know.
The
Why
guy's
is
still
he
a really
still on
good
the
player.
market?
It's so weird. I wish the Bengals would sign him.
Do you think the Bengals should get him? The Bengals
Yeah.
have a center.
No, he's not. They signed a guy to play center, but he's been a better guard than he's been a center. What's his
Aditi,
name?
Mike
Okay,
wants to know
I'll
why
send
he's
Duke
still on the
Tolkien's number,
market.
and you can reach out to Duke. You can tell Duke that's what you think.
Aditi,
That's
really,
right.
why do you think J.C. Treader's still available? Why
Yeah.
hasn't anybody picked him up yet?
I just think that we see that a lot with veteran players in general. I think that in the National Football League, you work very, very hard to earn a veteran salary, and you believe that you are worth something. And the older you get, well, there's young talent that may
Yep.
not be as good or heady or smart or valuable or as much of a leader as you are. but a team is very likely to say, well, I can get this 22-year-old kid for a quarter of what I'm paying you.
And he's the union leader. That might factor in too.
I don't think that's part of it. Honestly, I don't think that piece of it is there, Adam. But I do think that as a veteran, you believe you're worth something and you want to be paid what you're worth.
Look, we're seeing that with wide receivers.
More likely to say, hey, a young kid is a lot cheaper.
And Aditi, we're seeing that with wide receivers all over the league. Teams are willing to let veteran wide receivers go. Not even older wide receivers, just second contract wide receivers. They're willing to let these guys go and take their chance on someone in the draft.
And that's the benefit of the salary cap.
We talked about Stephon Tuitt. Guys, we talked about Stephon Tuitt earlier. Enda Mokongso is on the market. Carlos Dunlap is on the market. Jason Pierre-Paul is on the market. Wow. You've got some veteran, heady guys who maybe aren't as fast as they once were, but could play the position. Yeah. They're all on the market. Nobody's signing them.
Yeah. Last question, McNuggets, what do you got?
This is a good one from Ben Peck. What's on your Mount Rushmore of wines?
Oh man, guys, we have to save that one.
Oh wow!
I'll show you my collection later on downstairs in some way.
Table that for next week.
Take pictures, take video.
You know what? And tell him also I need more specificity. Like, are you talking about if somebody else is buying or if I'm going to the fine wine?
Well, I think Mount Rushmore is your 4 favorites. So forget who's buying and how much.
Money were not an object.
It doesn't matter
you
what
could
the
buy
cost
4
is.
bottles of wine, or if you could be gifted 4 bottles of wine. What are you asking for?
Yeah, what are the best?
So that's the parameter.
I'm asking for whatever Jay Crawford will buy for me.
Nice.
I'm a big Boone's Farm guy myself. I mean, I know.
See, I got you.
Aditi, you'll be maybe surprised to hear this, but I'm not a wine guy. I'm really not.
Not at all.
No, not a big wine guy at all. And
Are you a beer guy?
I am. I'm a beer guy. I will drink whiskey as well.
Jameson, let's go.
An IPA guy or a
no.
Definitely light beer.
It has to be light. It's just whatever it is. It has to be light.
What do you mean by that?
He's a
Jay's
lightweight.
clearly.
Yeah. Listen, I've got a tennis match after this. So Aditi,
let me tell you,
I want to see the whole outfit.
We have to wear all whites and do the whole white wristband, white earrings, white hat.
You look like a rich lady in an 80s movie.
Are we catching you pre-tennis match or post-tennis match?
Post! That's
You look that good after you played tennis?
Not bad.
Did you win?
Well, that was what I apologized to Mikey McNuggets for, is that I expected to get home and get showered and clean before it was time to be on TV. But then I played a little longer because,
Yeah.
So,
did you
guys,
win, though?
I hate golf. Can we talk about this next time? I am supposed to be learning how to play golf this summer. That was part of leaving the NFL Network, is that I'm going to actually take some time to do things.
Yeah.
Good.
And I'm not loving it. I'm really not.
Golf sucks. Don't do it.
You have to lower your expectations, Aditi, and play it as the game it's intended to be. Fun. If you try to be a great golfer, you'll hate the sport.
Yeah, I really do. I love the tennis. I love whacking the ball. I love sweating. I love the whole thing. The golf is just, oh my gosh.
Aditi, did you win? Did you win your match today?
I played with a really good group. I won because I had a lot of fun and I sweat and I smiled.
Everyone wins when you have fun, obviously.
She is a good mom.
Yeah, she is.
Aditi, you're not a guest. You're our favorite.
Yeah.
Right?
Thank you.
See you later.
And we want you to have a great weekend, and we'll see you next Tuesday, okay?
All right, guys. Love
Bye.
you all.
See you, Aditi.
Bye.
Post-tennis match, she still looks great.
Yeah?
Yes.
That's
Thank you,
incredible.
Aditi.
Before we hit the break, McNuggets has some business he wants to take care of. Because this next segment's going to kind of be landmark, right? This is kind of it's a big deal for the show's history.
Yeah, real quick, before we get to that, Aditi texted me before the show and said, hey, I just finished a tennis match. Do you guys care if I come on in this? Yeah. And I said, Bull's wearing a Hawaiian shirt. She's wearing a sweat jacket. Polk's in a T-shirt, and Jay's in a zip-up. So no matter what you wear, we're all good.
Yeah.
By the way, Mike, one thing before we all forget again today, tomorrow we're doing a segment called Ask the Show. This is something I started on the radio, and we're taking it to TV, where you can instead of taking calls, we want your tweets. Can we put a tweet up from our website as well?
Got you.
And it's not sports questions.
No, it can't be sports
Can't be a sports
Yeah.
question.
No sports, no politics.
Yeah.
Because we have enough fights. But anything else besides sports or politics, you can ask about us, about the show, about anybody behind the scenes, about sex, drugs, rock and roll,
My
movies,
life in the
TV,
streets.
whatever.
G. Bush's life in the streets.
In the streets.
Keeping it real.
Whatever. But we're going to take the best questions and we're going to answer them tomorrow during the show.
Yeah,
love it.
I used to love hearing you and Dustin do that on the radio.
Right.
Because we, especially this guy right here,
Right.
we're sports heads. We're immersed in it. Mike, if you ask the right questions, you'll find out this guy is as well-rounded a person as there is, and I think you keep sports in its proper perspective. You're a huge fan, but you're not like, oh.
No, like you guys are like, who went to the finals in the 1986 NHL Stanley Cup, whatever, and you guys know that.
Yeah.
Like I can't name one Sacramento King, frankly, and I'm fine with that. You know what I mean? Like
I don't know that I can name any Sacramento
what
Kings
I'm saying
either.
is, yeah. So, but I'd prefer to answer some non-sports, but I'm happy to
No
answer whatever.
sports.
Yeah.
This segment is no sports, no politics, but anything else you could ask about. Tomorrow, ask the show for the first time
And
ever
how do
on
they
this
submit
show.
these questions? On Twitter?
On Twitter
yes.
or email. We're going to clip that little segment that Bull just said.
Yeah.
We're going to put that on Twitter.
Okay.
Hopefully reply to that, and we'll put the email
Also,
address.
let me do this quickly. Our Twitter handle is at ULT, short for Ultimate, of course, CLE Sports, right? McNuggets, that's it.
I think you're going to put it at the bottom of the screen, right?
It's amazing what they can do nowadays.
Oh, they can. There's elves in there. There's elves in there.
Oh my God!
There it is. Boom.
And
wizardry.
don't forget, you're probably watching us on YouTube. There's other ways to watch us, but go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube page and click on that notification so you're notified whenever we're doing anything on our page. Also, I think it's important to point this out. There's other ways that they can consume the program. We're podcasts now, right? So wherever you get your podcasts, Apple, Spotify, whatever, all of those things that I don't know anything about, you can go there and you can download us and listen to us as a podcast. I hear from more and more people that are digesting our content that way in podcasts.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
if we intended that.
I don't understand the world.
I don't
The
either,
only reason
man.
I think is maybe they're used to, especially with G and I, used to listening to us on the radio, so maybe
Maybe.
Maybe
yeah,
that's
maybe
part of the
that's
reason
because
some
a lot
people are
of
doing
people
it.
listen to radio
Yeah.
shows on podcasts.
People listen in the cars.
Maybe
Yeah,
they
I
find,
know.
maybe they
I
find
see
themselves too distracted by our sexuality if they're actually able to see us.
That could be a problem.
and they can't
Yeah.
listen to the content of the show and digest it properly.
You are one
They're just like,
sexy
oh,
ginger.
great
right.
point.
I'm telling
I think
you.
that's probably
especially
it.
with the Tegna shirt. That
Exactly.
takes it up another level.
Hail Tegna.
Hail Tegna. All right, McNuggets, why is the next segment in the program so important?
That is quite the transition. The next segment is
kidding.
monumental on the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show because I'm getting out of this chair. Anthony's sliding over for his first time boothing a
Can
segment.
we get a shot of Anthony? Anthony, pop your head in the picture
What?
for a second. There he
this-
is.
Why are you doing that? Is this just for fun? You guys just, are we this bored?
We have to cross-train.
End of a bailiff.
Eventually, I have to take a day off.
You going? Oh, I was about
I
to say
see.
you leaving today. I was like, dang, bro.
Not leaving today, but
so you guys are
Anthony's gotta practice
practicing
for
for
when it
if you
comes.
like for
Yeah.
when you guys get COVID.
For when I die.
Okay, got it. All right, or come
be
in
back in a
contact
second.
with
All
someone.
right, Ultimate
Eventually,
Cleveland
you're
Sports Show
gonna take
coming
days
right
off,
back.
sure.
We're doing Judge Jay, and really, the guy that's in the hot seat for this segment is the commissioner of the NFL,
Yeah.
Roger Goodell. I'm going to ask these three guys what the punishment for Goodell should be for one of the grossest things I've seen in a long time.
Wow.
I'm not kidding.
Intense.
It is nasty.
Yeah.
Greasy.
Woo!
Leadership.
So, do we know for sure, by the way, was that at this year's draft? 2018 draft. How have I not seen that? I don't know how it's been 5 years and I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
We're still on air, right?
Are we still on air or do we go to a break? The hell's going on out here?
Like, what is happening?
I could have said
hell is
something
going-
terrible.
I was going to get up and put
What if I took my
Jay
pants
costume on.
down?
Hi, my name is Jay Crawford. I am a lifelong Cleveland sports fan. I have carried my fandom every city I've ever lived in. People have always asked me, why are you so diehard about Cleveland? It's because I'm from here. And we know how much our teams mean to us. Most of us know that because of our parents. In my case, my father was just a huge Cleveland sports fan. It was really part of our life. It was woven into everything we did. And it was our connection throughout his life.
When you watch Front Row, you never have to ask what's going on in Cleveland.
It is our job to get you up to speed on the latest news and events so you can enjoy all our city has to offer. We are bright, bold, and all about the action.
Whether you're a diehard Browns fan, waiting on breaking news, or searching for a special event for a weekend away.
our hometown has it all. So join us. We're waiting for you. Front Row, weeknights at 7.
Seeing, knowing, and understanding Northeast Ohio is something we take very seriously.
Because in our connected world, what happens in one community can have an impact on others,
leading to difficult challenges and opportunities for reflection and growth.
So, for in-depth analysis of how today's top stories affect you, your family, and our communities across Northeast Ohio,
join us for 3 News at 6.
So you know what matters most.
Hi, my name is Jay Crawford. I'm a lifelong Cleveland sports fan. My favorite all-time Cleveland sports moment, you're not going to believe this, it was Rajay Davis's home run in Game 7 that tied the score.
My favorite Cleveland sports moment would have to be the Kyrie Irving 2016 shot. It's the only time that I've ever cried over any sporting event.
And my ultimate Cleveland memory is when the Cavs won the championship and the day of the parade. It was one of the greatest experiences I've ever had in my life.
I do, man.
Here we are.
I know.
I don't have
I know you do.
The court is in order. The court is in session. And we have a new bailiff. We have actually for this segment, as you just heard, a new producer. Anthony, we don't have a nickname for you yet, and I think that's a problem.
Got to earn it.
Why did
No, we don't. But first order of business.
Yes, first order of business.
You can't hear Anthony.
Oh,
no.
Oh, nice. Look at his hat, Bull.
Got the pom-pom.
He's got the puff hat.
Hates it.
I mean, it is cold in here.
So, do you have a nickname in your and other facets of your life? High school friends, college athletes? No, okay. So, do we ask viewers for Anthony's nickname?
I think we do.
Do we want to come up with one?
Does anyone care at home if Anthony has a nickname?
I do. He must have a nickname.
I don't mind personally, but do you want Anthony to have a nickname? If you do, let us know what it should be.
Yeah.
Can you tell us one aspect of your life, something about yourself, so that we can go off of it?
We need a clue.
I'm a total nerd. I play video games all the time. Just don't call me Tony. That's all I ask.
Don't call you Tony. Okay. Well, you just dug your own grave there.
Well, maybe
online.
that's his nickname.
That's all anyone's going to call you now online.
What up,
and
Tones?
you did that to yourself.
What video game? What's your game of choice so far? What you playing now?
Halo's my favorite.
Okay.
Halo will always be my favorite.
By the way, that TV show sucked on Paramount. Did you
It was
like
terrible.
Yeah, I
awesome, right?
Is there a television show you haven't consumed?
No.
Yeah, if it's on network TV, I don't watch it.
Well, isn't Paramount a network?
It's like an app, right?
No, it's a streaming service.
You gotta
It used to be a network.
Yeah.
I tried it. It's terrible.
It is terrible. So I
awful.
figured we signed up for it to watch one movie or something, and then it ended up, I think it's still charging me $8.99 a month since 1995.
I got stuck.
Oh,
I paid for like Paramount and Showtime together.
No.
Thought I was getting a
You
great
got
deal.
swindled.
Yeah, it's
You
bad.
got hacked.
I'm still paying for CNN Plus somehow, I think.
You're the only one.
I don't even know how.
You're the only one.
Yep.
Okay, so Anthony, we'll ask the viewers. You're a nerd. You like video games. Halo is your game. You were a goalie, a soccer goalie.
Hey,
weren't
that's
you?
it. That's more interesting than playing video games.
Yeah.
We can use that. Soccer goalie. Use it, people online.
Yeah, so come
work
up
that
with
into
something.
the nickname.
Just the internet's
Backstop.
undefeated. All right, so I know you've been sworn. I've read your complaints. This is the most fascinating case that we've had to date.
Easily.
Yes.
Because the man that is in the spotlight here is usually the guy who's handing out justice of his own with the NFL, even though now I know Sue Robinson is in that role. But for years, when it came to player conduct, the commissioner was the
buck
judge.
stopped there.
The juror. Yeah, he was the guy. It was all him.
Yeah.
So we have dug up this piece of tape. I saw this on the internet yesterday. I don't know how it's so old, and I've never seen it before. But this is from the 2017 draft. You saw that right. The commissioner goes to his nose.
And then wipes
Apparently there's a boog on there, and then wipes it on the back of this this handicapped girl.
She has one leg.
Physically challenged.
Sure.
Physically challenged. Now, guys, am I making this up, or that's what he's doing, right?
What year was this?
I mean, that's a wipe. It was 2017, right?
He is wiping boogers on her back.
On a child.
That's 100% what happened.
And we have, it's not like, it's a he said, she said. We
Right.
have visual evidence that
I mean,
this
I
went
guess
down.
we don't know that there's actually boogers, but I'm going to say there is.
And
I
it
mean,
wasn't even slick.
Why is he doing that? Is so disturbing.
It was
He wasn't smooth at all.
It was as slow as this.
Yep. Exactly. He didn't even try to be quick about it.
He just had
Go
it
ahead.
run like.
That's the speed. That's
here's
actual
what I don't
speed.
understand. I've explained this to you guys before. His battery was low. Roger Goodell is not a human being.
I see.
He can't be.
Right.
Because whenever he first of all, every year they do some sort of charity thing that they do, and they talk about kids from Special Olympics or whatever. He never seems sincere. It always seems like, oh, I can't believe I have to do this. He is so mechanical, so robotic.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing I can explain. His battery was low, and so some of his commands to his electronic brain were
short-circuiting.
Yeah, so he decided to wipe a booger on a poor unsuspecting girl.
Usually he ate his boogers.
Right.
I wonder, I wish McNuggets or Anthony, if we can track down that young lady, I'd love to know what her thoughts are on this.
Yeah, we're
And if you can't track her down, just find someone to impersonate her on a phone call as a guest, because I really want to know.
That's going the extra mile as a producer, is if you can find that girl and find out, hey, did he really wipe a booger on you 4 years ago?
And what do you think of it? Guys, I'm not kidding you. This was so disturbing to me.
Wow.
That I felt like we had to do this as a Judge Jay. So here's what I want from you guys. You get to be the jury, and you get to hand out the punishment. What are you sentencing Roger Goodell for clearly wiping nose exhaust on? Look at that shot they got.
He has some of his.
I think he may have an issue right there.
See?
So the
some of the power was out on the right side of his face.
But I don't even think it should be how many games you should suspend him for, because he's not a player, and I don't even know, does he go to games? He only goes to playoff games.
Then you don't get to see him in a Dallas Loge.
You can
That's pretty much it.
Sit next to Jerry Jones. You can punish him to anything.
Yes.
What is the punishment, Bull?
He should have to pick his nose and eat his boogers during the entire Super Bowl.
Wow.
The entire game.
On a separate stream, so we can watch.
Yes, we can watch it. If we choose to.
I'm going to throw up. I swear to you.
It's so disgusting.
I swear to you, Bull, I'm going to throw up.
I am too, and I said it.
I'm going to throw up before this is over.
But that's your judgment? That's what he should have to do?
That's what I'm doing.
I think you're letting him off easy.
I might be.
I need to see a little more confirmation first.
Do we have the
Let's take another.
Did we
take
have
another look at this video.
Was there a second nose picker?
Can we slow it down? Who's on the grassy knoll at this point? Okay, there it is, and all right, let's start again.
In her hair too.
Start again. Okay, there's the. Okay, but here's the thing. Yep, he definitely used her. And he used the hair too. You're right. I mean.
What's the other shot, by the way?
We don't know, in fairness, we don't know what came out of his nose. We'll never know. This is a believe women situation in a way, because she would have to tell us if her hair felt damp or if the back of her dress was damp. For all we know, that was a completely dry wipe. He might have had an itch. In fairness, now it sure
but
did.
Why
look,
the wipe though?
Maybe that's his robotic way of trying to be affectionate.
Well, he could have patted her on the shoulder.
You're right. It could have been a pat.
It was a clear.
Listen,
I got to get this bug off my hand.
I'm trying to play devil's advocate and give him the benefit of the doubt. I would have to check the pollen count for that day too. Go backwards and find out when that was.
We know it was late April.
Then we have to go find
so it was
then we got to get an
season.
ear, nose, and throat doctor to testify and say whether or not Roger Goodell has a history of allergies. There's a lot of things, but. My punishment, assuming that was a wet boog, assuming worst case scenario, and that was a wet boog that he wiped on that disabled person, he should have to coach the Jacksonville Jaguars next year.
Ooh. By the way, it was the 2017 draft.
2017,
yeah. So
did somebody say that? Did I miss that?
Yeah, no, we got that.
Oh,
we got that before when we thought we were in commercial break.
Okay.
They told me 2017. Okay, so pick and eat boogers all during the Super Bowl next year on a live stream.
Yes.
Coach the Jags. Now, I have to say, G. Bush, I showed this to G. Bush in the gym yesterday because that's when I saw it.
He's still traumatized.
And we were both almost throwing up in the gym.
Yeah.
Bro, I got to,
And you're sick right now.
I'll be having weeks. See, y'all can't say that. We wasn't even allowed. See, y'all got that Johnny Knoxville, like MTV2 BAM.
I want nothing to do with that.
Like, this is nasty, bro.
It is. It's quite nasty.
You know, you could have got beat. My grandmother would have hit me with a wet dishcloth if this pops off. You can't even say, I don't even like saying the word. You can't say that word. That's nasty. They'd be like, you nasty.
You can't even say booger?
No. No.
What do you call it?
Oh, come on.
Snot?
You just don't talk about it. You're like my Irish Catholic mother. You just go like this and look the other way and just say, don't talk about it.
That's the reason when we couldn't even go in the refrigerator. My grandma, wash your hands. Did you wash your hands before you? Because little kids do stuff just like that.
Good grandma.
They'll be opening old pots.
But commissioners don't.
No, you couldn't. You know how? See. We were indentured servants. See, y'all got a lot of free reign. We couldn't just walk around. You had to ask, to open drawers, do all kind of stuff. This man right here, I'm gonna sentence you to hard labor. Wow. And I want you to understand what you did and the ramifications of what you did. See, it's COVID out here nowadays.
Yeah. This was pre-COVID in his defense.
This is pre-COVID, but
that might have started it.
But that could have.
For all we know.
Stuff like that and not washing your hands.
Yes. Yeah.
That stuff.
Goodell.
So what I'm going to do
Patient
is
zero.
I'm going to have you serve in the hospitals, and I want you to be serving in the hospital with those that can't service themselves.
Okay.
So I need you to be changing bedpans.
Yeah.
I need you to be doing things like that. I need you to be helping out some of the nurses. I need you to be going in there, giving food and giving trays. We're going to have you do some community service, sir, because what you did right there was disgusting. She could have got sick. You nasty for that. And we need you to donate some money to hand sanitizers all around elementary schools, too.
I think he should have to donate his entire $12 trillion salary, annual salary, to worthy causes.
He should have to change diapers, too. I need you to change diapers in preschool. That's what I need you to do.
I wonder if anyone's ever asked the commissioner about that. I can't imagine anybody would ask him in an interview. Commissioner, back in 2017 during the draft, there was clear video evidence of you, what appeared to be you wiping some nose remnants on the back of this poor, unsuspecting young girl. Can you speak to that? Because I'm sure he's been shown this video.
Yeah.
You can't. First of all, that's 2017. He can't. He shouldn't even been putting his hands on the girl. Period. He should have just been like, "Hey, I'm gonna give you a handshake. I ain't wiping. I
don't want to shake his hand.
I ain't putting a hand pat on no young lady's back. That's prior.
Inappropriate.
We can't do that. No, we can't do that.
Well, you've all made compelling cases, but I do have to make a ruling, and I am going to ask permission. And I think this is unprecedented. It's kind of like yesterday. Like Johnny Depp won, but he also lost.
This is exactly the same thing as that case.
It's very similar.
Yep.
Pipe down.
Legally.
Funny man. Here's what I'm going to do. I like all three of these. I love them, in fact.
Wow.
And I love them so much that I think, and this is a very special circumstance, very rare occasion. I don't know if this court's ever done this or if any court's ever done this, but I'm actually going to adopt all three of your recommended sentences.
Wow.
There we go.
I think he needs to serve them concurrently.
People have been heard.
I think that he needs to. We all need that live stream during the Super Bowl of him doing nothing but finger to nose, finger to mouth.
It's the only way we're going to heal.
Kick off to the final gun.
The only way we're all going to heal.
We can have odds on that. Not in Ohio, because we can't pass anything soon enough.
In January.
No, the Super Bowl will be. Yeah, it'll be in the betting season.
Yeah, but odds. How many boogers will he eat? What's the longest it took him to eat a booger?
I also would like to see him.
How long will the booger be?
Hey, Coach the Jags.
Why are we getting a wrap up on this? This is awesome.
Wrap this
We're
up.
only halfway into the booger verdict.
Wrap this smooth.
He's just trying to help me out. I don't know why.
Wrap this smooth the hell up out of here.
Let's bring the court to order.
We can't do this.
I think all of these punishments are,
at the same time
are fair concurrently.
Yes. I mean, coaching the Jaguars is hard labor.
It is.
I also think that
possibly cruel and
pile
unusual
on
punishment.
Here.
Yeah.
I think he needs to pick his nose constantly while he's coaching the Jags on the sideline.
Perfect.
Absolutely.
So,
it all comes together.
And maybe buy her a new dress too.
At least one new dress.
Right.
I mean, he does make a gajillion dollars a year.
Yeah.
So buy a napkin. Buy a Kleenex. Do something. Use a hanky. Just right there in front of all the cameras, in front of everybody. I wonder if he lost at chances. And someone said, Commish, what are the chances you go wipe a nasty book
on a little girl? That's a pretty rough bet.
You are losing your mind over this. He is losing. He can't take it.
I can't either.
That is so nasty.
I can't either.
Coming up next.
Should we all wipe boogers on him?
Coming up next, we'll pick scabs.
And fart.
Coming up next is the ultimate top 5.
Yeah.
We're doing the ultimate. Are we going to do that in this segment? You want to do that now?
This is going to be the segment.
Okay, so
this is going to be a disaster. I'm ready for it.
Anthony, we're killing you already.
This is going to be a disaster.
Before the show started, Bull looked into the control room and said, "Adam, I'm just letting you know right now, we're going to kill you for your top 5 list.
I didn't even see that. I hate you.
You're dead." So the top 5 list is sports movies. Not that anyone's ever disagreed on the top 5 sports movies of all time.
No,
but that's about to happen. So what's your number 5?
Before we get started, this is brought to us by our very favorite.
Oh, that's right.
Brownstone Insurance.
Brownstone.
Top 5 is sponsored by Brownstone Insurance. Brownstone Insurance offers a better alternative for affordable and quality health care.
There you go.
For more than a decade, Brownstone Insurance has been saving small and mid-sized business money on average 20%. 20%, guys, that's huge. Contact us today to learn how you can get great healthcare benefits that your employees will have and love.
I wonder.
And save money too.
Has Roundstone seen an incredible jump in business since they've been our
100%.
since they've been our
I know.
sponsor?
I
You're
switched
on.
over to them.
Yeah.
I use them. I use them for medical insurance, pet insurance,
Pet.
house insurance.
I didn't know they did pet.
Yep, probably. And they've been
They
good on
sold it to
everything.
you.
My house is burnt down twice. They rebuilt it. It's even nicer than it was before both times.
Roundstone.
Love you, Roundstone.
You
Thank
don't get this every day.
Nope,
this
you
kind
don't.
of treatment.
Roundstone, holla at your boy. I'm over here on this Cobra. That Cobra practice.
Oh, the Cobra. It's
Ooh.
very expensive. That's
Yeah,
not
Cobra,
a good thing.
Cobra can wipe a man
Help
out.
him out.
Yeah.
Help me out, dog.
Roundstone.
Now, my wife got a job. We good. You got to take that job for health benefits. I'll be sick.
Yeah, that's how it rolls. That's how you roll there.
But the system works.
Yes.
Yeah,
It does.
unquestionably
It's terrible.
works. Yeah, no stone left behind. Everybody. Okay, so what's
Shop
your top
Roundstone.
5 movies, sports movies of all time?
All right, guys.
Get
so
ready to
I'm
be
ready
destroyed.
To get destroyed for this.
All right.
How old are
this is my
you?
personal favorite.
Anthony, how old are you?
He's 24.
He's
I am
24. Take that into
I'm
consideration.
turning 25 this year.
Yeah.
I was born in '97. All right, so my first one is Draft Day from 2014.
Oh my God.
Ooh, wow.
I had
Now,
to
if
throw it
this
on
were
here
the
for being the Browns.
if
I
this
really
were the
enjoyed
worst
watching
5
it.
sports movies of all time, this movie, I really need to say the word that starts with SH and ends with IT. I really need to
I know
say
you
it.
do.
That is it kills me because I love him and he's great in sports movies.
He is good.
That movie is trash, and the only reason anybody wouldn't admit it is because it was about the Browns.
Yeah.
The trade proposals were absurd.
I think that
They
movie
would
was
never-
made for non-sports fans.
It was awful.
Don't you think?
I have never seen that movie,
Complete
and I won't.
trash.
And I won't
You
see
have
it.
to just to see how bad
No,
it
but I
is.
won't see it especially because it came out before the Browns had even turned around.
Right.
And the idea of watching a fictitious movie in which the Browns are competent and their front office is competent, even if whatever, it grossed me out. I couldn't see it. I had a stigma about it,
Yeah.
and I've heard nothing but bad things since. So I'm just
Yeah.
not in a big hurry to rush out and see it.
horrible.
I had to see
This
it
is
because he was
trash.
coming on the show, and we had to. And,
I get it,
I
yeah.
had to be responsible
in my
to see the
defense,
movie.
I felt like I had to put it on here.
You did
because
not. It's
it was the
terrible.
Browns.
Well,
Kevin,
that's
Kevin
my-
Costner is the best.
Stop getting
but that movie
bullied.
sucked.
He should have been your top 5.
That's a bad job
Don't
out of
try
you.
and please
All right,
us.
what's number 4?
All right, so number 4 is my one hockey tribute, the Mighty Ducks. The Anaheim
I knew we
Ducks
were gonna
have a
see the Mighty
jersey.
Ducks. That's why I asked how old he
This,
was.
I thought you were going to say
brought it in.
Slapshot when you said.
He's way too young.
He's like, this is my
This is one of
favorite
my
old
favorite
classic,
movies of all
Mighty
time.
Ducks.
Now, to be fair,
What's next?
Slapshot.
Angels in the outfield?
To be fair, Slapshot doesn't hold up that well. I've watched
very
it again
dated.
recently. It's not as good.
It doesn't, but it's still funny to me.
Very
It's still
dated.
funny.
It's still funny.
I actually, there's no way that would be in my top 5, but I think it's a good
It's a
movie.
nice movie.
It's a cute movie.
It would
not
not
top
be in my
5
top
worthy.
20.
No.
but-
Definitely not. I don't think it would be my top 20 either, but it's not. I don't think, like, Draft Day sucked. This
Yeah.
movie was cute. It was a good movie.
That would be
For-
one of the top 5 children's sports movies.
Children,
Can we
there you
agree
go.
with
Angels
that?
in the outfield,
No,
that kind of thing.
Little Giants is the best children's sport.
Okay, but
no,
I said
Bad
top
News
5.
Bears.
Top
Bad
5.
News Bears.
Number 3.
go ahead.
Bad
Okay,
News
number
Bears.
3 all time. 3,
Okay, that's
2, and
legit.
1 could all be.
Are you guys
replaceable.
hearing him?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I
Must
love
be my
Caddyshack.
ISP.
Caddyshack's a great movie. That's
Okay.
a surprise one.
And I am here to offer it up right now. I have the gopher that dances. I have an animatronic gopher. We can add it to the set from Caddyshack.
Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah, we would love that.
What?
Caddyshack's a
Yeah.
classic.
You
Yeah.
should have seen Jay's eyes light up when he heard that you had a robotic gopher from Caddyshack that you can bring in here and
I
have
thought
dance
you was
around.
going to say you had the mouse from Chuck E. Cheese.
Have you guys seen Caddyshack?
Of course.
Oh, it's Caddyshack belongs in the top 5.
No doubt.
I think it does.
I don't know. I don't think it would be in my top 5 personally.
me
I
either.
don't even really think of it as a sports movie, even though it's on.
No, but it was about
Yeah.
golf. Golf's a
Yeah.
sport.
It's
or-
a celebration
or a
of golf,
skill.
and we don't like golf as much, so that might be it too. You know
great
what I mean?
movie, holds up better than Slapshot.
And
Okay.
yeah. Like, I think Caddyshack is. I've just seen it so many times.
Yeah.
And it's always on TBS and stuff. And
Bill Murray is so
It's
good.
probably better than I'm giving it credit for at this point because it's overplayed to me. And also I've just heard every sports host use it as an audio drop or whatever
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
called.
right.
Like
Yeah.
every's just, and it's every sports guy's favorite. Every
Thank you.
every
Thank
host.
you. I like
gratuitous.
that.
And
It's
it's
kind of like when you hear the song Hotel California. It's like
Yeah,
it
I
was a
don't-
great song when it came out.
and
now
I d-
it's, you
Yeah,
sick of it.
I don't need to
Caddyshack,
hear
by
it.
the way, that's so great. It's like it's classic. Remember this line, the one
I know,
line where
and they're
he's-
just trading
What's
lines.
his name? What's
Would
his
not
name?
make my top 5.
Like, guys,
but it's a
just
really
see
good
some
one.
more movies, sports guys. All
Yeah.
right?
What's
That's
number
all.
2?
All right, so number 2 is going to be Coach Carter.
Wow,
Best
that's-
Samuel L. Jackson movie.
Wow.
It has a fantastic story. You care about every single character in this movie, and it's a great
Hey,
basketball movie.
no.
That's not a bad one.
The two black people in here have vetoed that.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
We have taken it off the list. I immediately looked at Brianna and she was just like,
Why? What's your beef with Coach
No.
Carter?
What is it?
that is one of the most cheesy
Is it cheesy? I've never seen it.
Inner city savior stories of all time.
I see.
We gonna save y'all. Y'all gonna raise your test scores.
It's that bad.
And real life,
it's a true story.
It is, but
I don't care.
Hollywood went so over the top with it that it's not believable.
So the kids are like, we don't care about
I don't
sports.
know.
We're too into drugs.
Yeah.
Is that what they said?
I shot somebody 6 times yesterday, and I scored 32, and I feel bad about it
I
in my
like
heart.
the movie, but it wouldn't make my top 5.
Good.
So it didn't
But I
age
enjoyed
well. We can agree that maybe then it did not age
Yeah,
well.
it definitely didn't age well because when people of real life watch that movie that have come from environments like that, when they watch that and say, this is a joke,
Yeah,
it's kind of missing the mark.
It's a very racially intolerant pick, Anthony. Nice job.
Well, it's been fun.
I'm so sorry.
Consider this my last and first show.
Hey, it's great working with you. You're 24. You'll rebound. Don't worry.
Problematic.
I've been canceled, and it's only been 10 minutes.
He's like, how was work today? I got canceled over Coach Carter.
Hey, Anthony, your first segment's going great.
There's not even any white people in Coach Carter.
The good news is there's nowhere to go but up.
It's true. You got to set the bar low when
So
you come out
listen,
here.
you can save this list right now.
It's not going to get saved.
So he has
can
zero
save it with a
confidence.
good number 1.
I have
Go
no
ahead.
faith in my own list at this point.
Oh, Lord. Is it Caddyshack 2?
No, it's The Replacements, number 1.
Oh, my God.
Keanu Reeves. It is my favorite sports movie ever.
Oh, my God.
Man, you
I like
couldn't-
The Replacements, but it's not a top 5 sports
Top
movie.
5?
Mike had never heard of it, so I knew it was a terrible pick when I grabbed it, and I'm like, this is it.
We're gonna.
This is the last top 5 list you're ever allowed to do.
No, it was great because we got to make fun of it.
Now listen. Gene Hackman is still alive. All right, he's like
Barely.
91 or something like that.
Now, he was in one of the great all-time
He's at
sports
home
movies.
watching this movie, or watching this show right now.
I
Gene
hope
Hackman
not.
is. I'm so sorry, Gene Hackman. And he was in Hoosiers, and he watched you put The Replacements at number 1
right.
after Coach Carter.
And Hoosiers, by the way, is not in the
Gene
top 5.
Hackman just died. Because of you, Anthony, you killed him. By not putting Hoosiers in your
There's
top
a better
5.
sports movie. There's like 5 better sports movies with Kevin Costner as well. Who's
Yes.
in the top 5 list.
Yeah. What's your favorite of all time?
The original Bad News Bears is my favorite.
Yeah,
of all
that's
time.
in my top 5 too. I was a little league player when that movie came out.
I don't know if I know this movie wasn't.
Yeah.
I know this movie also was off from reality, probably a lot too, and maybe this will not be okay either. But Remember the Titans, I love as well.
Yeah, that was good.
That's a good
That was
one.
good.
I
That's
love
good.
Remember
I'm told we have to zip through these because we got to hit a break. But Mike, your favorite of all time?
Major League, and I know that it's inside. I get it, but it works both as a Homer movie and it's also an excellent movie.
Yes.
And
Very
I'll tell you
funny.
what, though, A League of Their Own's been creeping up on me. When that's on,
Great
Really?
that is an excellent movie. And
Yeah.
B, you have your picks real quick.
Yeah,
What do you
Brianna.
got? Her favorite?
Can we get her on the camera?
Yeah,
She on
we
the
can
camera,
swing-
sir?
We got
Sandlot.
Sandlot.
Which she's right. That's the best. The Sandlot and Little Giants are the 2 best. kids
Love-
Cool Runnings.
Cool Runnings.
Awesome.
That's a great one. I didn't think
Awesome.
of it.
Love and
Love
Basketball.
and Basketball is
That's the
a
artsy
huge
pick.
one.
Show me the money.
Yeah, that was a great
Good
movie.
picks.
Cool
Big.
Runnings is underrated with John Candy.
Very underrated.
Great movie.
Do you have a
Good picks,
favorite?
Big.
The program is dope.
It doesn't hold up as well.
It doesn't. Blue Chips is cool. I like it. That don't hold up.
That don't hold up either, yeah.
But here's the one that does. He got game.
Yeah.
Give me
yeah,
the-
that's good.
That's a great one.
He got game.
This should surprise none of you guys, but mine's Field of Dreams.
Sure, of
That's
course.
a
For the hardcore
How do we
baseball
forget
fan.
Bull Durham?
Bull Durham was great too.
And
but
I like For Love of the Game with Costner too.
Yeah,
I
Love
think
of the
that's
Game was
good.
great.
Rocky 3 against
Oh, wait a
Ivan
second. All the
Drago.
Rockies.
Wait, Rocky 5.
Right.
No, that's the worst one.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, he was in
Listen.
it.
Jay's like, I get checks from
Wait,
that.
what was it? Rocky 5?
The one with the Russian?
You don't
No,
even
no,
know.
no, no, that was 4. That was 4.
With
Was that
Tommy
5 or
Gunn?
6?
It was just
We're
Rocky.
trying to remember
It was
what
Rocky.
called
Rocky
Balboa.
movie Jay was in.
Oh, yeah.
Balboa.
No, the one with Tommy Gunn is the worst one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was bad.
But I still think the original Rocky is the best.
Yeah.
Balboa.
Although Mr.
Try
T
watch.
was awesome.
Make a kid watch the original Rocky. They'll be like, "What is going? This is a sports movie?
I
What is
know.
the
going
original
on?"
Rocky does not hold up.
The Rocky soundtrack.
I love it.
Oh,
I can watch
goodness.
it. all
The
day.
Rocky
It looked
soundtrack.
so cheesy.
That definitely holds
Oh,
up.
the title song to it was great.
All right,
All-time.
And we didn't officially mention Hoosiers in this part.
We
mentioned
kind of
pretty-
did because I
figured
said
it
Gene
all out.
Hackman.
We killed
You're gonna
Gene
pick
Hackman.
a Gene Hackman movie at number 1, and it's not Hoosiers.
Yeah.
Well, it's all right. I took a peek at the chat. Worst top 5 ever. I've done
Yeah.
my job.
Nice job.
Oh, by the way, what was I can't remember. Miracle, another great one.
Oh, that was really good. Yeah, that was really good. Kurt Russell.
Great.
Yeah.
Solid.
Yeah, Miracle on Ice.
Well, we settled it.
story. Okay, we're going to take a break. Anthony, I think you're a good sport, but
Yeah.
you had a terrible list. But we will let you do it again.
Yep.
I promise you we'll let you do it again.
You took the punches. Nice job.
What do you guys want me to tease here? I've lost my notes.
We are
going to
be teasing Cavs' new logo.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
They
Let's
unveiled it
talk
today
about
at 10 o'clock. We'll see what everyone thinks about the new logo. Do they need a new logo?
No.
I didn't even really think it was.
This
that
is
different.
huge news.
Is it out
it's
now?
June, people.
Is they putting clothes on that now?
It's June. We're
Like
playing
those- the
Tecmo Bowl
logo?
next.
New jerseys.
I'd watch that Tecmo Bowl.
What
the
was
way-
that football? What was the wrestling with?
Cleveland
no, we'll
sports
just
to
keep
me is bigger than anything. It's bigger than some people's marriages. They say the Dallas Cowboys are America's team. No. Dallas is not America's team. Cleveland is America's team. And sports in Cleveland is a religion. It's a way of life. It doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter how much money you make. It doesn't matter. Sports is a way for people in Cleveland to get together, and it's something that can't be replicated in Cleveland. Sports is a thing.
Recognize that feeling? It is the feeling of being together, enjoying the company of a familiar face, and sharing moments that matter to you, to me, to us. What matters to some could impact all of us, especially in a place like Northeast Ohio. Here, stories are shared from east to west to south. Stories of perseverance, of family, of love. If a story brings us together, it's what matters most.
News you can trust should be news you can rely on.
And every night at 11 on What's Next, you can rely on us.
A new legal twist for Brown.
Today also marks the beginning of ODOT
here, and we are going to continue.
So the Guardians have to play almost. You can rely on us to help you go to bed better informed with stories that prepare you for tomorrow.
And with news that's relevant to your life. We'll make sure that you're ready for what's next.
Because being ready for tomorrow is what matters most.
Hi, my name is Jay Crawford. I am a lifelong Cleveland sports fan. I have carried my fandom every city I've ever lived in. People have always asked me, why are you so diehard about Cleveland? It's because I'm from here. And we know how much our teams mean to us. Most of us know that because of our parents. In my case, my father was just a huge Cleveland sports fan. It was really part of our life. It was woven into everything we did. And it was our connection throughout his life.
Buddha check.
Yeah. Brad Stevens and Mayor Pete separated at birth. Garrett Bush and Byron Leftwich separated at birth.
You guys just caught Jay getting a celery and peanut butter break in between.
Every day.
And meanwhile,
he eats that every day.
And meanwhile, I took a sip of my Fago.
I caught that earlier. You're not in Cleveland if you don't enjoy
Detroit's
Faygo.
finest Fago.
One day we'll
drink of the impoverished and juggalos alike.
We'll do a segment. What's underneath your chair?
Mine's pretty boring. You have all hand sanitizer.
Jay's secrets are all healthy.
Let me show you a little something. I can't be playing with all this booger talk. These guys, he's doing
He's
way
been cleaning
too much.
his ears with that ever since that segment.
We should be able to get a sponsorship from Purell after we did that.
I think so.
Golly.
I think so.
Wipe that
Or
down.
Kleenex.
We haven't wiped this table yet, though.
No.
This table,
it shows it.
This
Lot of
table
love.
got pizza on it. Like the belt ain't. his belt got
Anthony,
dust.
clean the table.
All right, welcome back to the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. There's not much we won't talk about on air. I will say, Bull dropped a comment in the last commercial break.
I can't even remember what I said at this point.
It was on Brad Stevens.
It's quite.
Oh yeah.
It's aggressively vulgar.
And I will say this.
I blush.
I hope he never says it on air.
I mean, I'm certainly no one to be criticizing publicly anybody else's looks.
Right. Well, I did blush when you said that.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
Okay.
Your sensitive ears.
A new Cavs logo. Because we needed a new logo, didn't we?
Let me see this.
I mean, it's been so long. We'll roll this. It's sound full for about 30 seconds, and then we'll talk over it.
There's
Here it
sound
is.
on the logo? All right.
There is when the Cavs release it.
Cleveland is in our DNA, and we ID as the Cavaliers. While we've always been wine and gold, okay, maybe we need to get back to the reflective, shiny gold. I love gold.
What is this?
Guys, no offense to the Cavaliers, but I hated this promo. I hate the new logo. It's a money grab by the ownership.
Let me see it. Let me see it. This is it.
See it.
It's coming. It's coming. They first wanted to go through the history of the wine and the gold.
Okay. Okay.
All these random
There it
references.
is. That's it. Now, I think, that, if I'm not mistaken, the old C had blue in it, right? So the blue is completely gone.
I love how they sold this too. Just real quick, this is what they tweeted. This was what they said in that tweet. We announced that we are introducing our refreshed brand identity that reflects today's Cavs, a young and talented team who are defining a new era for the franchise. The design of the logo collection, led by Cavaliers creative director and internationally renowned artist Daniel Arsham, presents a simple, modernized, and powerful graphic that will feel new yet familiar to fans.
It doesn't look new at all. I think last year's logo was much better. Why get rid of the sword?
What's that? This look like I'm reading that without my glasses. Like, why? There's no line. There ain't no outline on this joint, and it looked like stadium mustard.
It looks like to me they went from HD to standard definition.
Facts.
Why would they get rid of the sword? Why get rid of the sword?
I don't know. Swords can be seen as
That's so
objects of
dangerous.
division. I don't know. I don't have an answer. What? But I mean, first of all, that you would describe the evolution of the logo in that way.
Yeah.
And you take the blue out of the C. Yeah. That's the only change. I mean, I studied this thing for like 10 minutes.
Right.
It's the only difference I see. And then on the shield portion, it just looks like it's muted.
It's matte.
The other one looked like it was vivid and colorful.
HD game.
And crisp. And then the other one looked like you were looking at it with your glasses on.
Are either of you guys internationally renowned artist Daniel Arsham? I don't think so. So, you're wrong, and Daniel Arsham is right.
What makes him internationally renowned? I'm looking him up.
I don't know. Maybe
the Cavs hired him.
Yeah, pretty much.
How much money they pay him just to dumb down the old logo? They're like, well, let me just take the shadowing off. Let me take the outline and just whoop.
Did you ask how much they paid him?
Yeah.
It doesn't.
I
I'll tell you
he
this,
is famous.
The logo thing, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't delight me. I couldn't care less. And I feel that way every time we get into one of these about uniforms, about how much they slightly change the color of the orange for the Browns. I know that people like to talk about it. I know it's a big deal to people. I will never care. I will never understand.
Well, you would care if they changed the Browns' colors
to purple, yes.
Yeah, I mean,
but not like to
a
slightly lighter hue of orange.
Yeah,
Who cares?
I know. On the million color swatch,
yeah,
you couldn't pick out which one was the old orange for the Browns and which one is the new one.
Yeah.
It's just slightly different. The only way you can tell is if you put them side by side.
Yeah.
But Stevie, can we take the old and the new that graphic again? Because when you look at this, you can see the orange Cavs from the 80s and early 90s.
I love
that.
So
that was a huge departure from what they were doing when they went to the blue and black from 94 to 03.
I like the orange and blue.
So do I.
I got a hoodie. I got a Cavs hoodie in the orange and blue. I love it. I wear it all winter.
I wonder if I associate it with my youth, and that's why I love it so much. Sometimes I do that.
But even last year versus this year, I think last year's is much better. I hate these things. They change these things for money grabs to sell more merchandise, and the merchandise is overly priced.
Could you imagine a successful sports franchise? Name any one of them. Cubs, Red Sox, in Yankees,
right?
In football, the
Cowboys.
Giants, the Cowboys. Could you imagine ever one of these, and maybe you guys can name one of these teams saying, we're just going to change our colors. We're just going to, I mean, when the Devil Rays went from the Devil Rays to the Rays, they changed their colors.
Right.
But they needed to.
Yeah.
I mean, there was magenta.
Plus, who cares about the Devil Rays or the Rays?
There's no history, and they're just throwing darts at the wall to see what sticks. Like, to me, when you do this, it speaks to the history of your franchise.
But they're staying within the history. I mean, it's not like they all of a sudden threw purple on there or something like that.
No, but we've done that in the past. I mean, it was orange and blue, then it was blue and black, then now it's wine and gold, and like it's always been wine and gold. No, it hasn't. And then it's I don't know. It just seems like we're all over the map with the Cavs colors.
Well, that's the way. See this thing. We're gonna give you a ritual. We'll give you a playbook to understand why that works in NBA teams, right? So in the NBA, who is their target market? Who is their demographic?
Young people.
Young, urban people who like basketball. You know what? Young, urban people that like basketball, we like crazy colors. We like blues.
Celtics haven't changed. Bulls haven't changed.
And gear.
But watch this, though. The biggest days is the throwback days.
Yeah.
The games. The biggest games of the year everybody want to go to is the jersey switches or the jersey giveaways because they got new exotic colors that you can put on.
Well, look what baseball's doing with their city collection.
Those city collection,
are incredible.
And think about it. Major League or NBA went from they got rid of you could wear your home jerseys on the road jerseys on the way. Basically, they'd say you could wear any jersey you want to. Both teams can have dark colors on if they want to. And they got rid of the restriction on what you could wear with your gym shoes. So your gym shoes used to be you had to have a certain team color. Michael Jordan was one of the first people to have like a white color, and they say, no, you can't wear that. He could not have it, period. So now they've waived it. You can come out with Hawaiian shirts, Hawaiian shoes
you know what
on.
was a big thing this year? What were the shirts that the bench players were wearing?
Yeah.
That became a huge thing. Was it the Golden State series? The Dallas, I can't remember. I think it was the last series, the Golden State and the Mavs series. They were telling bench players you can't wear that because the guys on the bench were wearing white T-shirts.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think Steph Curry threw it to a bench player because he saw a white jersey on the corner
Smart
of his
coaching.
eye.
Smart coaching.
But then I read also where like the Mavs players were like, no, we're not going to take them off.
Right. Yeah.
That's kind of weird.
There are certain teams you can go down and list your hands that will never change their uniforms, right? It goes to college. Penn State has no alternates. Alabama has no alternates. They will not. USC will never have alternates. It's just what it is.
Are there pro teams like that?
Yeah.
There are?
Cowboys.
Well, the Celtics, the Yankees, the Cowboys.
Never. They don't even wear alternative jerseys like sometimes as throwbacks or anything.
No.
Nothing.
The Cowboys have one. When they went to the
they had the different color helmet.
With the what was it called? Those were called the
they wore the white helmets.
Color rush jerseys. So their color rush was all white with the white helmet. Now,
but you mean just like going through a change to make a change like the Cavs
for the hell of it.
Yeah. We have breaking news. I have to get to McNuggets right away.
Is it more important than the logo change to the Cavaliers?
Wait until you hear this. You're not pulling my leg, are you?
No, not at all.
This is serious.
Guys, I found the booger girl.
Oh my God.
Is she on the line?
No, but this is Katie Foster. She was 18 years old at the time. She was invited to the draft to announce the Chicago Bears' second-round pick.
Wait. She was 18? She looks like she's like 10.
She was 18 at the time, yes.
All right.
Katie beat
So she was
cancer
above
as a
legal
young
age.
teen,
Mm-hmm.
which left her with a prosthetic leg.
Wow.
She went to St. Jude's, and through the partnership with the NFL and St. Jude's, she was allowed to announce the pick, which was a tight end, Adam Sheehan.
You know what? We got to take that off the bottom of the screen. We can't call her Booger Girl.
Yeah, that's true.
Now we know her name.
I mean,
that was quick. Sorry, that was an on-the-fly adjust.
Yeah.
That was an on-the-fly adjust.
I just don't want to call her
okay.
Booger
We got to
Girl.
call Goodell Booger Guy.
Yes. But
She's the victim.
I mean,
Insult to
we thought
injury.
Booger McFarland was the only booger in the NFL. So wait,
If you know,
where
you
did
know.
you find her, and what do you have on her?
That she was 18 years old at the time.
Or you just have her name and
I have her
her
name,
background?
yeah, who she was,
I thought
why
she was
was
coming
there.
in on a Zoom
I
right
did
now.
too.
No.
Because I said let's get her on the show.
Yeah.
I thought maybe she's made some sort of public comment about this, where she's come out and said, "I wish he hadn't done that."
No.
I
We've
threw
gotta
the
book
dress
her.
away. Something.
Book her.
Yeah.
We have to book her.
I'll try and find her, but her name's Katie Foster.
Yeah.
She's just now 22 or 23.
All right. Well, we put a
I think she's
name
ready to talk.
on the.
There's a
on the
5-year
crime.
period where I'm sure she was disgusted and
She
terrified
went.
to
She
talk
went into
about it.
hiding.
Now, after
Steve
5
Bartman
years,
like.
we'll get her. EP Steve's on it.
McNuggets, I'm just going to tell you this right now. If you pull this off,
That'd be impressive.
your honeymoon period is 5 years.
Wow.
5 years on the show.
That means you can screw up for 5 years if you just get the booger girl.
I just can't imagine you. Don't call her the booger.
Well, we just Kate. If you can book Kate, the booger victim.
I had nothing to do
victim.
with that. I was just over here quiet. Remember, you see me over here?
Right.
Stealth.
Is it a good bet or bad bet that we will get her on?
Oh, it's a bad bet. There's
That's a
no,
great transition,
There's
though.
no way he's pulling that off.
Yeah,
I think it's a
There's
great
just no
bet.
way.
What's she doing?
Why was
Challenge accepted.
She doesn't want to talk
she's
about
probably
her
a
moment
teacher.
in the sun. She's
Yes.
not going to,
Is it a moment in the sun if someone wipes a booger on you? Is it really still considered that? Moment in the public eye.
It should have been her 15 minutes. Instead,
She probably important in her life.
She got a
It was her
booger on.
5 years.
She's fine. She'll laugh about
She
it.
a lawyer. She helping kids read, and then we gonna bring her back in here.
Talk about
Only
that.
if she
Talk
about
wants
that.
to. We're not doing
Does
it.
this-
If
still
show of
have that
hands
dress.
right now. Show of hands right now. And Bree, you're going to break the tie if there is one. Show of hands after I say 3, 2, 1. Who wants to hear from Katie? 3, 2,
Boom.
1.
We all do.
5-0.
And listen,
5-0.
Katie, we're not forcing you, Katie. You don't have to come on.
If she wants to remain anonymous.
She might be somebody who, then of course we're going to respect that. We're not going to go hunt her down or anything. But if we get a hold of her, she might be somebody who's like,
hunt her down.
She might be like, it's kind of, it'd be fun to talk about that.
She might be waiting for years to unleash
her side of the story.
Finally,
Goodell.
I can tell
Get
my
to the
truth.
bottom of Boogergate.
I can tell my truth.
You know? She does still have that dress. Like Monica Lewinsky, she hung on to it. We can get DNA.
The blue dress.
I'll bet you.
It was a blue dress.
It was. Probably the same deal here. We'll get Roger Goodell's DNA off that dress.
Give me the camera. See,
and then he'll pay.
This is why you get demonetized. We ain't getting no money for this. We had the B word. We talk about dresses and getting it burned.
I don't think Booger gets flagged.
Look at the bottom of the screen right now.
It's Kate, by the way. It's Kate, not
no,
Katie.
No, it's Katie. He said it was Katie.
I see Katie on 2 different websites.
Steve Becker's telling me it's Kate, not Katie.
I see
Okay,
Katie on 2
I think she'll
different websites.
respond
If you know
to either.
Kate or Katie.
Our executive
Can we
producer,
agree?
Steve, is on the case.
Can we agree both are an improvement over Booger Girl,
Well,
Kate
no,
or
look,
Katie?
no,
Yes, definitely.
Look, maybe at the time of Boogergate, she went by Katie.
She's had to
Oftentimes,
change her name.
now she's in college. She feels
like
like
the radio Jerry Sandusky should have done.
Yes.
No, I disagree
He
with
should
that.
have called
Keep your
himself
name.
Jermaine Sandusky.
Yeah,
No,
keep your name.
We got a good bet, bad bet next after that
Good
one.
bet,
We gotta
bad
keep
bet.
this up.
Yeah, let's do this. Let's do this. Good bet, bad bet time.
Talk about yesterday's.
No, I don't want to.
I'm rolling, babe. I'm rolling.
Mike, can we pull up the tombstone when you get a chance?
The problem
On
is
yesterday's bets, Bull is in a deep slide. 0-3 again.
He's in a tailspin.
J and G Bush 2-1
What up,
on
dog?
the
Hey, man,
day.
I told you.
Inappropriate.
It's all right, man.
And let's get the standings now,
I
Mike.
think
Let's
I'm
get
like
114
9-1
up,
on my last
please.
10.
Hey, let's see.
Let's see.
Mike Polk, look at
Yeah, I
that.
know, it's weird.
Staying hot.
Oh my
I know it's
God.
Bull, are you under 500?
I got to start
dog?
taking this more seriously.
Bulls lost
now.
6 straight for the record.
Bulls on an 0-for-6 slide.
Man.
It's a good thing you quit betting.
Yeah, you're
I
right.
think
Definitely.
you saved your checking account for sure. That's why he quit.
Yeah. You'll get it together. It's his birthday in a couple days. He's going to knock it out of the park.
Yeah, when is your birthday?
Saturday.
Saturday. So are we doing something special tomorrow? We have to.
Listen, don't ruin the surprise, guys.
Oh, okay.
We're going to be
okay.
a cake. No,
How old are you going to be tomorrow?
50, Saturday, I'll be 51.
Congratulations.
All right, nice.
Half
I
a
made it.
century, man.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, so tonight is all NBA Finals. There's no Guardians game, so it's 3 bets based on the finals. We'll start with the basic line. Warriors favored by 3.5 points. Let's see how you guys did. G. Bush.
Gee, you're the lone dissenter.
Wow.
What do you got?
Okay.
Yeah, man, I don't like that.
You think the Celtics going to win or cover?
I think they'll cover.
That's
It's
a bad
close
bet.
game.
The last 70 playoff games, the favorite is covered. Something like that. I don't remember the exact number.
No, that can't be right. The
No,
last
excuse
7.
me. Let me correct that.
Game
in the last 70 some odd games that the favorite has won, they've covered.
Okay, yeah. Well, it's because usually the lines are so small in the NBA games.
I think the Celtics are playing well. They're going to come off this little hiatus, and they're going to play well. I think they'll play. And the Warriors have been chilling for way longer than they have.
Yeah, but both the Time Lord and, what's his name? Oh, my God. Marcus Smart are both pretty banged up going into this game.
I just hope it's good basketball. The playoffs have been pretty brutal so far.
They've been bad. They've been below average, and
Yeah.
I think they're going to stay below average. I think the Warriors are just going to – they're going to –
I got the Warriors winning.
Number 2.
I agree with you, Jay. All right, second bet, under 212 total or 212.5, total points in this one. Polk and Bull on one side, G and J on another.
We got to try and get me a different picture so I don't look like I'm trying to sell real estate to you guys.
It is, you're the only one
I need a new picture, too. I hate that shirt. It's like my least favorite shirt.
Yeah.
I stopped wearing
What's
it.
funny about those pictures is you're probably the most relaxed dude of the 4 of us.
Yeah.
Like, your wardrobe is just chill. I'm off today.
Right.
And you're the only one in a suit.
I know.
That's
bad.
it's a little Jehovah's Witness in that.
There is. I don't care for it. Start using the cat picture.
Honey, turn off the lights. He's coming up the sidewalk.
Hi. You found Jesus?
I've got a suggestion. Can we use his cat picture?
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, yeah,
for
that
the
would
pics?
be better. That'd be great.
Because it makes me laugh every time.
I actually did not believe that was actually you at first.
Thank you.
In that picture.
I appreciate
Bull,
that.
I'm with you. I didn't think it was him. I
the
thought it was
shooting
him.
glasses.
I had the mustache.
The shooting glasses and the stash.
Yep. It's the Dahmer glasses. The Jeffrey
So,
Dahmer
I
glasses.
think the Warriors are going to score a ton of points tonight.
Yeah.
That's why I got the
I
over.
do too. I think they're gonna wreck them.
All right, and last, over 8.5 points for Draymond Green. You guys all agree, so not a lot to debate here.
Oh, no, wow.
But I do want to mention one thing. Yesterday we had a soccer bet.
Yes, we did.
It went over.
I nailed it.
Goals. Let's go.
Well, the over was 2. Like, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, come on.
Right.
Someone's going to win 2-1.
Come on, man.
As it turned out, I think
it was
3-0. Argentina won 3-0.
Correct.
Yeah, it was a friendly.
That's soccer.
You know what happens with
Friendly games.
Yeah.
You know what we missed yesterday? I forgot to tell you this. We haven't talked about it here because you guys aren't golf heads, but the match.
I didn't know what happened. I literally did not know what was happening.
I wanted to check the TV ratings. I'm guessing that it was a huge hit. But in case you guys don't know what it was a 2v2 golf match between the young guns, Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes, and the old dudes, Tom Brady
I didn't even know what was going on.
and Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
And it was a 12-hole golf match made for TV. Charles Barkley was on the commentary along with Ernie Johnson. It was
That's cool.
If you love golf,
Josh Allen and Mahomes. Okay.
Yeah, Allen and Mahomes, and there for a while it looked like they were going to win, but at the it was great drama. Even if you're not a golf fan, Allen had about a 70-foot putt for birdie on 12. They only played 12 holes, and he left it that close. And then Brady,
kind of like in the AFC division.
Right, but here was what was ironic to me.
Yeah.
Brady and Rodgers had a 15-footer for par because Rodgers stuck his tee shot 15 feet from the pin. Brady had a first look at it and it was a terrible read and missed the putt. And Rodgers came up looking like he's, the Marlboro Man and drops the putt from 15 feet to win the match. So it's high drama.
That's cool.
But I thought for sure that would have been one of your picks for yesterday.
I'm just glad that Deshaun Watson and Joe Burrow are actually focused on football and not wasting time on golf.
By the way, invited.
Yeah,
they should have been.
That's what happened.
By the way, the internet says, according to Cold Game in the chat, he said that's Polk's LinkedIn profile pic.
It's true.
Is
yeah,
it?
it is. No, not really. I don't think I'm on LinkedIn. I've never had a job.
I don't see. I
Can we
don't know
put
what
my
I
LinkedIn
laugh.
profile pic instead of that pic we have there? I like
We
my
need
LinkedIn
the Mike
profile
Polk
pic.
cat pick. There's no way
Mike
that
make it
cat
happen.
pic.
you don't have that in your system right now, do
Obviously.
you? I didn't think you would.
And they're telling in the chat they want a top 5 on best uniforms. Some people say the Chargers powder blues.
Love those.
The Raiders unis are super sweet. Some people like the creamsicles for the Cavs as well. And
Dodgers home uniforms are one of my favorites.
And one more, Tampa Bay creamsicle unis are the coldest.
Nope.
That's what they got.
Yeah,
Tampa
that
Bay
was old.
creamsicles.
I do
was
like
old
Tampa
school.
Bay creamsicle.
Yeah.
Darla says that. By the way, that was just what
I like the
internet's talking about.
Blackhawks that you were wearing that one time.
Yeah,
Blackhawks are
they've
great.
got nice colors.
By the way, the greatest of all time is when starter jackets came out. Literally, you could die if you had a LA Kings or you had a Chicago Bulls.
Right,
People was getting literally shot for those.
Yeah.
It was that huge.
Price of fashion.
Yeah, glad I didn't have one.
UNLV Running Rebels was very popular. And who would have known you can't wear Chicago White Sox hats in certain neighborhoods, but those are cool hats too.
Live and learn.
No, they are. I play for the team. It's called the Black Sox, and it's like my favorite uniform that I've ever worn.
Nice.
Because it's the old school Field of Dreams Black Sox.
Yeah, those are
The cheaters, right? Were those? Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
That's correct.
Allegedly.
We play to win.
All right.
That's what we do.
Do what you got to do.
Mikey,
We're not going to go to break. Does anyone have a final take they're dying to fire off today?
I don't.
No.
Mine was a 4 on a 1 to 10.
I have one that's pretty important.
Okay, we'll let Polk do it.
Yeah, let's go.
Hey, Mike, let's get Polk on a one shot here for his final take, and let the red carpet roll, Mike.
Yeah.
Is it, you guys, it's an issue that needs to be addressed locally. We've been dancing around it for too long. It's been around for too long. I went there two nights ago, and reminded myself of just why that is. We got to do something about the Steelyard Commons Walmart.
Ooh, talk to them.
It's by far ranked the most Walmart in America right now. It is a disaster. Everything's on the floor. It's absolutely awful. It's dangerous. Just to give you a couple of quotes, I actually looked up some of the Yelp reviews of the Steelyard Commons Walmart, okay? This is important. Here it is. Hold on. That's the Cavs. Okay, here's a review. Last year, there was a burnout car in the parking lot for the better part of 3 months. That's the whole review.
And I bet that's true.
Next one. I asked an employee where the laundry detergent was, and he said, quote, in the laundry detergent aisle. And he walked away. And I honestly don't think he was trying to be rude. I think he legitimately thought he had answered my question and we were done with the exchange. And this is my last Yelp review. This is my favorite one. I went there and asked an employee where the pet supplies were, and she sneezed in my face. And that was intentional, I assure you. You guys have to get your act together. Just a reminder, everyone at Steelyard Commons, when I was there the other night, the produce section is not an all-you-can-eat salad bar. I understand you want to pop a grape or something every once in a while to make sure they're okay. I get that. It's Steelyard Commons Walmart. That's the smart move. You got to make sure they're grapes. For all you know, they might be something else. But you guys are just grazing like it's a Ruby Tuesdays, and you have to knock it off. We need some order at that Steelyard Walmart, or else it's going to close, which wouldn't be a terrible thing.
I can't believe it hasn't
Why do you
yet.
go there, by the way?
Because it's the closest.
Do you, Mike, can you call up a picture and then show it? Do you have the ability to do that?
Not yet,
Yeah.
but I've been to the Steelyard Walmart by accident.
Yeah, by accident.
I
yeah.
told my dad on the way home, I was like, this was the craziest.
Oh. It's remarkable.
This was ridiculously bad.
It's truly
they had
remarkable.
nothing in stock.
Mike does so he's a stand-up comic, as you might
times.
guess. And he has, as part of one of your acts, I don't think you can tell that story on the Ultimate Cleveland Sports
I'm not
Show.
even sure what we're talking about right now.
So, God, you've got a lot. You've got that many Walmart stories.
I had an interaction there.
You can't tell that
I can't.
one,
I had an interaction there where a young gentleman who was about 6, 7 years old with no shirt on came up, and I asked if he was lost and if I could help him at all, and he just called me the F word and walked away.
The three-letter F word, not the four-letter F word.
And walked away, and I'm like, yep.
Yeah.
Just walked away. And I was just like, all right,
I'm telling you,
Steelyard Commons. He's like, no, F word. And I'm just like, all right. What are you, 6? He's wearing a diaper. He's wearing like a pull-up diaper.
A diaper and no
So you had
shirt.
a pull-up diaper and nothing else on.
I asked if he needed help finding his parents, called me the F word, walked away. Steelyard Commons.
Oh, my God.
By the way, Mike, do you want to plug? When's your next stand-up?
I'd rather
You don't want to plug it? Okay. I will just tell you, keep an eye for when Mike plays locally.
We'll plug it when, it's like,
Please
I do
let
it once
us
a month.
know,
Yeah, I do it
because
like once a month there.
You will laugh so hard you'll have a
He
headache
was just
at
there
that
a
story.
couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
When we were on, he didn't plug it then.
No, I didn't. I'm not best at that.
By the
No,
way,
he's
he's not exaggerating. I mean, that was
It's awful.
It's facts.
It is. Steelyard Walmart's not to be missed.
So I once came to Cleveland when I was covering something that was here, and I'd realized that I didn't pack a belt. And I had a suit, and I needed a dress belt.
Yeah.
So I asked the concierge at the hotel, is there a men's clothing store downtown? It's a metropolitan area, right?
You would think so.
Sure. He said, yeah, there's 2 of them, but they're closed. And I'm like, I need a belt. I need a dress belt for a suit. Where do you recommend that I go? And he said, well, we can have someone from the hotel drive you. Because he knew that I didn't have wheels and I was going to have to Uber or whatever. So
we stay at different hotels, by the way, but go ahead.
I wasn't paying for it.
They give me Pop-Tarts.
He might have the guy hands me a piece of rope where I'm at. In my hotel.
Here's your belt, Jethro. No, so I get in the van, and the guy's driving me. I don't know where we're going.
Yeah.
But we get on the highway, and I'm like, I just can't believe I can't get a men's belt
downtown
Cleveland.
Yeah.
And by the way, I'm still not sure that you can today.
No.
There's a place on Euclid.
That's the place the guy told me it was closed. I told the driver, can you swing by there just to make sure? It was a weekday, middle of the day. It was closed.
Yeah.
It was literally closed. So not out of business closed, just we're not open.
Right.
Closed.
They pick weird hours.
He drove me to the Steelyard Walmart. And I had never been there.
Yeah.
And I kind of knew that it was there, but I had never had a reason to go there. So he pulls up, and I said, is this where you're taking me to get a belt? He's like, oh, yeah, I know they have belts here because I've been here before. They got a whole clothing section.
Yep.
So sure enough, I went in, and I found one of those
I would love to watch you walking around in
$12
there.
reversible belts.
You'd be so out of place. I would love to watch you there.
It was a bad scene. It was a bad scene. But it worked.
Yeah, you got it. It worked.
For one use. You know,
you just walk out. You don't have to pay. There's nobody at the registers.
No,
That's
I
the
did
nice
pay.
thing.
I paid, but I only wore it one time. It was plastic, and it was cracked after one.
What you do? Throw it away?
Yeah,
I did.
Can we have that?
It was plastic, guys. You didn't want this belt.
He's a high roller.
Jay throws his belts away.
I know.
So this is a one-user. Can you believe this?
It was plastic. You would have thrown it away, too.
Yes, I'll be there to pick up my prescription in 30 minutes. Thank
There you go.
Are they
Perfect.
calling for a prescription right now?
Yeah, they said my prescription's ready.
You want to share what that's for or no?
It's for my wife.
Okay. Are we out of time, thankfully?
Yeah, let's tease tomorrow real quick.
Yeah.
Get Quell Jackson back.
Yeah, and we have an interesting top 5 with him tomorrow, right?
I'm going to talk to you guys about the top 5. We may have some fun with it. Or
Okay.
if you tell me it's dumb, we won't do it. We're going to do a top 5 with DeQuell.
We'll tell you if we think it's
We
dumb.
have a surprise guest, which I cannot tell you guys at the moment.
Oh,
yeah. Right.
Or
I
what-
know who it is.
Because they're
why
not
he's here.
confirmed. Go on.
Yeah. No, they are
No,
confirmed.
he is confirmed.
No,
You'll understand in a
He's
second.
going to be a big surprise to someone tomorrow.
Someone on the panel.
I see.
And lastly, we're going to do the Niners Browns debate and Najee Harris over Nick Chubb and how absolutely ridiculous that is.
That's the dumbest ranking I've ever. I mean, a lot of them do it to get clicks.
Najee Harris is the 4th best running back.
I
in the
talked
North.
about this on Locked On Browns podcast. Go check it out. It's terrible. Who cares?
I mean,
There's the promo. He talked
and
about
Najee
it. It's
Harris
terrible. Who
might end
cares?
up being a decent back, but he's never going to be Nick Chubb or Joe Mixon.
No, he might be a great back.
Save it for
eventually, but he's not
tomorrow,
yet.
guys. Save it for tomorrow.
guys.
You got to
Thank you,
tease him a little.
Yeah, we're out of time. Anthony, you did a great job. You did a horrible
Nailed it,
job with your top
Anthony.
5, but when you were in the booth,
Did a great job doing a bad job on that top
You
5.
nailed it.
Gave us stuff to talk about.
yeah, thanks for being so awful.
Yep, helped out.
Mikey,
What if they were all great picks? It would have been boring.
Oh, wait, I have
know.
one more tidbit. I don't know if every EP watches every second of every show, but Steve Becker does watch it.
Our guy's
He has sent a
legit.
message to Kate Foster on Facebook.
Oh, good.
We found Kate Foster on Facebook. Steve Becker has sent her a message. So
Did he say what the message was? I
No
just want to
idea.
hear the wording of it.
Yeah.
We'd like to talk to you
No
about
idea.
the booger incident.
It's even funnier if it's the wrong Kate Foster and she's getting that message. Like, this sports show in Cleveland wants to talk to Roger
Sure,
Goodell
I'll
wiping a
come on.
booger
By the
off.
way, we may find out live tomorrow. She
We'll
may
take
come
her.
on the show and be like, why am I on the show exactly?
Fake Kate Foster, we'll take you.
I actually did that. I was playing Joe Jaravicious one day.
Oh, really?
It happened last year. It
were-
went
Oh,
viral.
you guys don't know about it? This is one of the. I think I
Okay.
have the audio somewhere.
I don't.
save it for tomorrow.
Save
Gee,
it for
Gee,
tomorrow.
that's a tease.
Oh,
Let's save
yeah,
it for
yeah.
tomorrow.
It's a great story.
You were pretending to be Joe
No,
Jaravicious?
well, it's,
We'll
All
explain
right,
tomorrow.
all right.
purpose.
All right.
Oh, wait.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
going to be great.
All
I
right.
love Joe, by the way. Joe's a great guy.
He's a
and was
really
hell of
great
a
guy
player.
too, man.
All right, we're out of time. The hope is tomorrow we find Kate Foster, because I think she's changed her name from Katie.
The
She's
world's
trying
ready.
to separate herself from the whole booger game.
Yeah.
I'm going to now be known as Kate. I need to be taken seriously. Gosh, I hope she replies. That'd be our greatest guest ever.
It would.
But if she's not on the show tomorrow, we'll still put on a pretty mediocre show, so we invite you to watch.
Boom.
Mike, thanks for being
No
here.
problem. Thanks for
Tomorrow,
having
Brad Sellers will be in his chair, a special guest, and a McNuggets top 5 that will probably be horrible. See you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Have a great
Bye,
rest
everybody.
of your Thursday.
Peace.